Wait, I have a question.
What's up?
Answer it very honestly.
Okay.
That's all I know how to do.
Do you guys have Riz?
I don't. Can I say I have Riz or not?
I knew SaVon would start blushing.
Can I say I have Riz?
That's what I just asked you.
But am I the person to say yes? I have Riz. I think you should
could be
ask
like,
somebody
yo,
that's on the receiving end.
To me, it means game, right? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not that young anymore, so I don't know what the kids. But I thought it was just I have game.
Like game,
I feel like you could say I have game. Like,
you know what it
the
is?
fuck is Riz?
I don't think SaVon has Riz. Just like
Who just said he doesn't think I have Riz?
nah, I'm about to explain.
Pierre.
Let me cook. Watch. Let me cook. You don't have Riz because you just you. You pull from just being you, right?
You don't have Riz because you hear what he said?
No.
He has no headphones on.
I tune out the haters. I tune out niggas who miss weeks for Drake. I tune out niggas who leave me for the biggest nigga in the world.
Yeah, brother. You
feel
taking
me?
pictures in the spot and shit.
I'm
He was on an
saying.
iPhone 8 in there taking pictures.
Listen,
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Why don't I have Riz, Pierre?
No, I was just saying you don't have Riz because it's just you. You don't need anything but you.
You're trying to dress it up right now.
I
P.
appreciate that.
I feel like that also counts as Riz. Though. You
I
could just be
appreciate that.
you.
Just like the presence of what you bring.
Yeah, that's your Riz. Like,
I don't use Riz, so I can't say if
You
I
don't
have
be
Riz.
rizzing
said
people.
I don't Riz nobody. I think they be rizzing me up. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be like, God damn, girl, this is some new shit.
I hate that word.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
There will
Why-
be immaculate amounts of Riz present on August 19th at the
Hey.
Bogart House Need to Know Mixer, second annual.
Hey,
Let 'em know.
Alex, you got Riz?
Let him. I don't use
That's
that
why he's
word.
quiet. That's why he's quiet because he's like
Nah.
he knows.
He
I don't even know what that means.
His beard got Riz.
My beard has Riz.
That's
My
a-
beard can't talk.
That's
Pierre.
a Rizzy beard.
We need to get rid of that word. I heard Kai Cenat coined that.
No, I know, but I'm
you do know.
not too up to date on all the new terms. But Riz is like something that I thought is cute. You don't like the term?
I hate
you don't
that
like,
shit.
Well,
I'm
I think it's
old.
funny. It's not funny.
It just sounds
I'm
like
approaching 30, Reggie. Like,
So?
I
think it's
can't
cool.
use new terms that were coined in like
Yo.
the 2020s.
I was about to,
Immaculate Riz.
Immaculate.
You don't like it? Okay, yeah.
It sounds
okay, fine.
like a term from The Sopranos.
I don't think so. I think it sounds like a Kai Cenat term.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
I think
I
the
don't think
last piece of slang that I've incorporated,
Piece of
a piece of just a slight piece of
Slogan.
slang that I've incorporated into my like actual vocabulary
Yeah.
is cap. Cap is the last thing.
Showing your age.
Cap is why I
But
drew
that
the
was
line.
mad old though.
Showing your age.
Fact.
Cap is old.
Cap
That
is
shit
a new
old.
term. It's not a new term.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
new, but it's not. It's old.
Yeah, that shit old for sure.
Yeah, I gotta get outside
Yeah.
more. Everybody think I'm outside. I'm really not outside. I'm
Cap.
inside outside.
You're the one that
Cap.
wants to cosplay like you're outside. You can't say that. It's not even cosplaying. You're outside.
He's
Just
outside.
admit to it. Yeah.
He's outside.
What's wrong with him?
It's inside outside.
Nah, you outside.
It's inside out. For real. It's
You
inside.
reside
Because I
outside.
still like I'm still a friend who gotta hit up friends to like, yo, what
Yeah.
places do I go?
It don't matter how
Being
you get
outside,
there.
you just know all of the spots. I don't
That's
know
not
all of the
true.
spots.
That's
I really
not
don't.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm hitting everybody else to be like,
Nah,
yo,
bro.
what's the move for this weekend? I'm looking on Instagram pages.
Yeah.
Like there's some really dope pages out there. And I want to shout out the unsung heroes of date night.
Thank y'all. Who's that?
Because there are some Instagram pages who will give you fire spots,
Mhm.
hidden gems
Mhm.
to take your lady, to take your guy, whoever you're with, or if you just want to go out with your homegirl.
Yeah.
There's some pages where you can find some really dope spots. So I want to
It's
shout
true.
those people
Shout
out.
But you got to watch them out. Like if they have the grass backdrop with the neon lights, the food probably is shitty.
Yeah, because that's like their just
The attention
stereotypical
grabber.
brunch
Yeah,
spot.
but
Like,
the vibe is immaculate.
Facts.
Vibe gonna be crazy, but the food might be ass.
How do you know when a spot is gonna be a vibe?
When do I know? How many beautiful women are speaking about it?
I mean,
Or-
that's easy though. I mean, from a visual standpoint.
from
If you're
visually?
scrolling
Nah.
on Instagram
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to this spot opposed to that spot, how do you know?
You got to look at the demographic of what they're posting.
Gotta look at the demographic of what they post in Pierre. Okay, I like that.
I like
Things
that.
just have to look new. Like
And modern.
yeah,
Yeah,
a little
modern.
like hip,
Yeah.
like a little.
A little hip?
It's like a new spot, but like if,
Yeah.
in terms of like vibes, I don't know. That's always a hit or miss. Oh, I think you can only trust word of mouth. Like if a friend of mine in real life has gone there and recommends it, that's how you know the vibes are good. Which DJs they have playing there. But in terms of food, if the service is trash, if they can't speak English, that is how the food is gonna be immaculate. Like
I
good
like
old
that.
fashioned takeout. Like you know.
she,
I ain't gonna-
yeah.
A little bit of racism never hurt nobody food. I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas don't speak no English. That shit be
Yo,
busting.
might be
It
ice
doesn't
there.
matter the culture.
Shit might
It
be
doesn't
ice
matter
there.
where they're from.
Yeah, not for nothing.
Is it-
Whatever
Yeah.
continent, if they don't speak English, the
Yeah.
food gonna have a little
Yeah.
twang in it.
Absolutely, because they're gonna talk through the food.
Yeah, they
Amen.
communicate through the food.
There you go. There you
They
go.
don't talk to me. I like that. I like
And-
that.
and
I
the
think
other
I
thing-
know. You know how they have like those neon signs?
That's the ones
Like
I was
Yeah, that's what he
referencing.
said.
Yeah, but what they say will tell me. Like I went to the spot and on the wall it said, "Don't do coke in the bathroom." I knew I needed to be there.
I know. I've seen that.
I needed to be there.
That is the wrong
I knew
place
that's
to be.
exactly where I wanted to be.
That is the wrong place to be.
Oh, like you
they're doing
can't
the
if the neon sign says like live, laugh, love, you know it's gonna be like corny.
Yeah, it's
you know?
like dry pussy.
Or I'm here for a good time, not a long time. There's hoes in the building.
Or
Don't do coke in the
YOLO.
bathroom. I want to go to your establishment immediately if I see that on the wall.
You're not gonna have me there.
He's bugging.
Why not?
He's bugging.
You know what's funny? Like a lot of people from New York. Sorry, there was a club out here like back in the '90s, early 2000s, who called the Tunnel, and they just describe it as having a unisex bathroom. It
That
was
sounds
fucking.
dangerous.
The gangsters was in it. Like we don't got none of those vibes no more.
I
We
don't
don't
know.
have to worry.
Unisex
Thank
bathroom is
God.
very popular. Like the gender neutral bathroom. That's what they call it. Like
Okay.
that's very prevalent now. I feel like
It is?
that's the same thing. You
Yeah,
have a-
but it's
yo, you
but it's
have a-
gentrified. It's gentrified
Okay, yeah, okay.
unisex.
It's like positive.
Yeah, it's positive unisex bathrooms. The old shits was
Okay,
just,
it was different. Okay.
And
bad
I don't
in
know
there.
if I could.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could completely trust a unisex bathroom to be as clean.
Mm.
Because not for nothing, girls' bathrooms, from what I see, like for instance, the spot that we're at right now, right?
Mhm.
It's ran by a female
Mhm.
or females,
Mhm.
and the bathroom's always spotless, right?
Okay.
But I promise you,
nice.
if it smells nice and everything, potpourri and all that, right?
Mints.
For men, for whatever reason, we don't take care of bathrooms as you know, as well as our female counterparts.
Speak
for the most
yourself,
part,
man. I watch
for the
my
most
shit.
part. When's
okay.
the last time you went into like a gas station bathroom?
Why you go to
But
gas?
see, that's not true though. There's never been a single gas station restroom that was like, yo, this is the one. You
Ever.
never said, yo, I
Nah.
gotta spin that back on this gas station bathroom. Ever.
What?
Ever. And if you really be honest, see, Pierre, this is how I know. I could tell you
Okay.
didn't really grow up around a lot of women,
Okay.
and that's fine.
Nah, don't shoot at my
Nah,
man.
for real, it's fine. I'm not saying like
nah,
you
let
ain't
him
really
cook.
had
Alex.
the
Let him
red.
cook. I got
cook.
something for
You
him.
ain't really had. Nah, let me chill.
Go ahead.
Women are worse in the bathroom than any man could ever be.
Really?
I think it's a different type of mess.
It's a
Men,
mess.
when I went to like frat houses or like my
Definitely
male
different
friends'
mess.
like dorm rooms, it was rancid, disgusting hair all over the fucking like hair trimmings all over the thing,
yeah.
unflushed toilets, a ring around the fucking
right.
bathtub. But women, our makeup is everywhere. You know, like I'll definitely say like we're messy. Like
It's cluttered.
our hair products are everywhere. Like we're messy in that way. But men's bathrooms is a different type of
Like
dirty.
World War
I'll
III.
take I'll
Like,
take the
I
clutter.
think-
I'll take the clutter over like piss everywhere.
But they don't gotta aim. No shit.
You know what they do?
But they got to sit down on. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy? I was in the mall the other day and I just felt so bad for a group of young women waiting for the bathroom because y'all have lines for
The lines
bathrooms.
are oh
Yeah.
my god,
Y'all don't have
so
urinals.
long. Yeah.
Y'all don't have urinals. We do. We just get out of it.
When's the last time you peed after sex?
Me,
Normally.
all the time.
Wait, no.
Well,
me,
for
I-
women, I know.
I
that's-
have to. You have to.
I-
Women.
yeah, I wasn't
every
asking
single
you.
time. Okay, women. It helps you.
I
But
wasn't
tell them why.
asking you,
But tell them
Regi.
why. Register the Need to Know podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Facts.
because it helps with any infections out down there. It like flushes everything out after sex, all the bacteria, all that.
A little UTI that might have been growing.
Yeah.
Wash that shit right out.
The first time, I can't remember how old I was, but the first time I peed after sex, like I was aiming my shit straight, but the pee went right.
Bro.
Oh, I think you told us it like it's split into two sometimes.
I didn't know
That
what
means-
was going
Nah,
on. My
split is
like
crazy.
I had to ask her, like,
I
yo,
forget the technical
when's the last
term.
time you been checked? Because I thought she gave me
Oh.
like my shit just split out like a
blaming it on her.
Yeah,
You ever-
everything but me.
You ever had to pee right after and then like it just wouldn't come out because stiffy crazy?
Yeah, nah, you're just too horny.
Nah, y'all never. Time out. Hold on.
You need
They're
I know-
like,
I know that's
they're-
not
the
just
sign
me.
is they're like, yeah, no, Pierre.
yeah, nah, that's just
Nah.
a you thing.
Yeah.
Like it's been too
We missed you, man.
hard. So like you can't pee because it's stuck. Y'all never
I-
had stuck pee?
You never know
Bruh.
what Pierre is gonna ask us.
Drink water.
Like he'll be like, yo, guys,
you need to
did you
drink.
ever? And then it's like
Nah.
the wildest question.
Nah, cause look, watch. Need to know, right? As men, and correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes when you're a little too hard, you can't pee because the pee won't come out because it's too rock.
Has this ever happened to you, gentlemen?
No.
I know I'm not the only. Thank you. See,
Can
not-
we
but
please
not
intro this
everybody know that.
podcast?
That's never happened to me.
Can we please intro this podcast before I hear about how he uses the bathroom?
Nah, I ain't never did that shit. You had the Ultra Woody. This nigga had the Super Saiyan Wood. This
Yo, your
nigga
wood
is
went
Jason
platinum.
Love.
the
What the fuck?
crackhead wood. But yeah,
What's going
Look
on,
at- look at
Internet
Regi.
family? If you are new to the podcast, my name is SaVon.
Oh shit, yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy A, aka the Paca Rabone Poppy, never alone, always with a posse. What's up, y'all?
Oh, period.
Okay,
Yes.
I like that. All right.
Yeah, man.
Who are you?
I can't introduce myself after that because that was just too fly. Now I'm gonna
My
be
fault.
like,
My fault.
So
hey.
I think we switch it up. I'll go to you. So
First. Yeah.
normally I introduce myself
then he
and then I
closes
go
it
to
out.
Alex. We'll let him close it out.
Oh, okay.
So
you
let's
know,
give it a shot.
Okay, because you know how Alex, when he goes second, he just goes, "Yo, what's up, guy? Is your guy A?"
Yeah,
and then boom,
yeah.
it like switches.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah.
got for you guys.
Okay.
Nah, so I think that's how we're gonna do the intro. Let's
Okay, go, let's go.
Take
Do
two.
it.
All right. What's going on, everybody? It's your guy SaVon. I am here with the one and only Regi.
Say what up. We just said what we're gonna do.
Okay, I got nervous. I'm sorry. What's up, everybody? My name is Regina.
Hey, that was good. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, aka the Paca Rabone Poppy, aka never alone, always with a posse. What's up, y'all?
I think I like that.
Yeah.
I
I was joking that I wasn't that nervous, but you know, I was playing into the bit. But yeah,
That's how we go.
I'll
do it
be
from
better
now
next
on.
time.
Nah, don't worry about it.
How'd you think of that, Alex? That was
we like
fine.
you.
I ain't going front, man. I've been keeping my fragrances to myself. Is that a thing? I think men hide what
Yeah.
colognes they use from
Yeah.
each other.
I
That's
do
the
that.
thing, right?
I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
done hiding it though. I'm Paca Rabone. That's my body. Word. We not on the Sauvage no more. Word.
Okay.
Nah.
While we're at it, shout
I
out.
have actually. There's 2 colognes that I use.
Okay.
One of them I will never tell anybody, but the other one I kind of like throw them off with.
Why you being a
Okay.
gatekeeper?
You
Because
just
it's
said
me.
you're a gatekeeper too.
Nah, I'm telling the truth. Paca
Oh,
Rabone.
yeah, you just
I'm giving
said-
it
you
up
said
now.
it.
I'm
Okay.
giving it up now.
Yeah,
My days are over.
I'm not doing that no more.
Nah.
Y'all niggas can't smell like me.
Facts.
I'd be mad. I smelled the nigga that smelled like me, and I was like, "Damn, he smelled good,"
Yeah.
and I didn't like that.
Shout
I'm a
out to
hater.
shout
We're
out to
gonna
Le
uncover all
Labo.
of that today.
We
I'm
will.
a fucking hater. Before we get into my hate, though, please make sure y'all head over to our Patreon for additional content. We are giving y'all more episodes throughout the month. I know a lot of y'all hit me, DM me, "Hey, what's the content? What's the content?" It's over there. So if you want
For
more
sure.
of us, we are dropping every other Monday on Patreon. Full, complete episodes. They are a lot more X-rated, I'll say. A little bit more
For sure.
unfiltered. You just get to know us on another level. So please make sure y'all head over to Patreon. Check that out. All of the information is in the description below. We also do giveaways over there. We have our voicemail feature, which we have opened up to the entire public
Yep.
for a limited time. But if you want to stay in touch with us, please head over to Patreon because you can kick it with us over there.
Yeah, man. Anything from career advice. Your girlfriend is cheating on you. What you should do with friends. You know, just call us up. We want to hear it. We love talking to you. We love speaking to y'all. You can find the link to that in our Instagram bio. Yeah. That's a fact.
And on August 19th, if you guys are ready for the party of the not even the party of the summer, the party of the year.
Of the year.
Come out to the Need to Know Mixer 2nd annual. We have a beautiful, rooftop situation.
Amazing.
We have a little shade too. We might have some surprises for you guys if you show up early in terms of libations. Yes, Google the term.
I like
And
that.
if you want
I like
a free ticket, we are giving away a free ticket, no strings attached. You just have to go and head on to our Instagram. We have a few little easy rules, repost a reel here and there. And then comment your social media. It's all there. Go to Need to Know, our Instagram, and then we'll tell you exactly how you can enter for a free ticket. We're just going to give it to you if you win. And honestly, I'm going to be transparent here. Not a lot of people have entered so far, so you have a really good chance of winning that
man.
shit.
Yeah.
So yes, go ahead onto our Instagram.
And I just wanted to kind of reiterate what Reggie was saying. Listen, man, if you are someone that is into liquid vices, I would urge you to be very early to the mixer.
Just be punctual.
Yes.
I would
yes.
urge you. All right? You know when your parents used to talk to you without saying what they trying to say, right?
Yeah.
This is daddy talking.
You'll be very pleased.
I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I'm still going to come late.
All right, yo, we gonna be in
Like,
there.
I'm not going to
can't-
lie to you.
Me and
like,
Reggie gonna be in there. You
I
can-
will be
Facts.
there
Yeah.
at 5 o'clock.
That's
It
fair.
starts at
Hey,
4, so
I can't
please
stop you.
I can't
make sure
stop
y'all
you.
pull up at 4
Be great,
o'clock
SaVon. Be
because
great. Be great.
it's definitely going to be a good time, a good vibe. Again,
Yeah.
like Reggie said, we got a ton of surprises.
A ton.
We got the music is by Eden. Shout out to Eden in the building. Thank you, Eden. Yay, hey, thank you, Eden. And we also got DJ Kai as well. So it's going to be a really good time. The tickets are moving really, really fast.
Yeah,
We're
I
pretty
going
much
crazy.
we're getting there. I'll say that. We're getting there. So if you're listening to us, if you're interested in going, again, the tickets prices also go up in a few weeks. The closer it gets to the party, the higher the tickets goes because, this shit go be lit and we don't want everybody in there. So please, if you're really interested,
That's fact.
cop those tickets now. I know a lot of y'all are planning
up.
your dates around it.
Mhm.
I have a few friends who are looking to find the love of their life there.
Hey,
Um,
as y'all should.
I saw a comment actually. A gentleman said he left with 2 baddies last year.
I saw that one too.
He did better than me. I had my own party. Like,
Damn, he did better than me
like,
too. Word.
Yeah, so
Damn.
please, again, make sure y'all check that out. All of the information is in our episode descriptions. And with that being said, I would love to tell you all how I discovered I am a bona fide hater.
Oh man,
Uh-oh.
you
Was
just
this a
found this
new-
out?
Yeah, was this a new revelation?
No, for
or-
real, honest, like in real life,
Okay.
Yeah.
in real time,
Okay.
like y'all are my friends.
Yeah.
Like I really fuck with y'all. I really try to be extremely transparent with y'all, even my shortcomings. There's sometimes I'm really embarrassed, and I will tell y'all like this is something I gotta work on.
Yeah.
Y'all know I've been in therapy, and I've really been shit. I started a whole podcast.
You ditched your therapist for the summer.
When I read that, I was like,
I shook my head.
SaVon,
I
we're
shook
gonna
my
talk
head.
about it
Could
later.
you tell?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, but I will say to SaVon's credit, he is very self-aware. He'll have like a
Yes.
trait. He'll have a trait he does not like about himself, but he'll like talk about it. He'll be
Yes.
like, guys, this is my downfall.
Yes.
Yes.
And so
Does that very well.
when y'all ask me if me being a hater is a new discovery, it really is. I really didn't know I was a hater. I mean, maybe y'all knew
find it
before
hard to
I knew, but I never looked at myself like I'm a hater because I
Okay.
have this fucking
Gotta define.
unimaginable belief in myself
Okay.
that there's never a reason for me to hate.
Okay.
That's what I
See,
think.
that's-
yeah.
that's a
Like that's
scapegoat.
how I normally
yeah,
feel.
That's a
definitely is
scapegoat, though.
So
Yeah.
this
That's a
past
loophole.
weekend,
Okay.
actually Pierre triggered.
I
Let's start
got
with you,
a
Mr.
confession
Pierre.
too. also.
Pierre says he has a confession. I'm
when
listening.
you're done.
Oh, you gonna let him finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
It started with Pierre
Mm.
because, as we all know, Pierre has been a part of this podcast, an integral part of this podcast
Fam.
for an extremely long time.
This guy is
He's
family.
elevated our visuals
Yeah.
in an unimaginable way. His work ethic is unmatched. You know, he makes sure all the visuals are up on time. He even makes some of our most prominent clips
He
that
does.
you've all have seen, right? He does it all. I asked him today, yo, can you take photos? He was willing. Yo, I can do it all for you.
Come on, man.
I'm your man. I said, you
a
my
Renaissance
man.
man.
You get what I'm saying? So last week, you know, we actually spoke about it on the last episode.
Yeah.
How we wanted to drop our promo vid,
Mhm.
but we were
Oh.
staying away from who?
Y'all was staying away from Drake.
But it's a we thing.
Nah,
We're a
I'm not
team.
standing on that.
We're
I
a
was
team.
telling y'all, we don't got to worry about Drake. I was empowering us.
But we did have to worry
But
about
Pete-
Drake. He took our fucking videographer last week.
But Pete, who's gonna be the person to empower the group if we
Word.
all sulking?
Word.
That was me right there. I was telling the group like, nah, we good.
Yeah.
We can't fuck with us. We gonna drop in the
It
morning.
worked out.
Come
Needless
on.
to say, Regi,
we
it
all,
worked.
we
Come
all
on.
agreed on not dropping it that night, but
Yes.
waiting until the morning. That's what we all agreed
Thank
on.
you.
Yes.
Thank
yes. Yes.
Crazy.
But
how
little
that
did we
works.
know
Yeah.
that Drake was still going to affect our operation in the Slaters.
Demand them.
Mind them.
So Pierre hits the group chat. Actually, no, he hit me on the side.
Hit you on the. Oh, what?
And now he and
Oh,
I,
he
we
did?
talk. No, we talk though. That's my
Yeah,
guy.
okay,
Like
okay.
me and him, we talk
We
pretty
chopping
much
it.
almost every day,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we do our check-in. So when he hit me, I ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, it's my guy.
Yeah.
Let's talk shit. But then he hit me with a digital sigh.
A digital side.
He typed out sigh. I said, oh nah. What the fuck is
With
coming?
asterisks.
He typed out sigh, and I knew some bullshit was coming.
Yeah.
And he said, listen, man, I can't be there tonight. And I didn't respond to him. I put LOL, hit the chat.
Oh my!
This is
Ooh,
true.
that was low.
I said,
This is
That was a
true.
little
Hit the
sass.
chat.
hit the chat.
This is true.
Go
man.
face Alex and Regi.
Yeah, deal with us.
Yeah. Don't tell me. Let it get to them.
Trying to get away with it easy.
Let
And
them
so
know.
Pierre, he let us all know that he was not going to make it because he was offered Drake tickets. And so that was the first strike in me being a hater.
Strike number one.
Because my right-hand man, my
Yeah.
guy, my
Yeah.
ace band coon, you
No,
feel what I'm
or-
saying?
Chose Drake over you.
He chose Drake over me.
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
So that's where
Well,
the
you
hate
did. You
stemmed
didn't
from.
make controller though.
I did not make controller. Nothing close to it. Actually. Nothing like not even close to
I
it.
went for the
So
6.
that's where the hate began.
I went for the 6.
You went for the 6.
Yeah, because
I'm not mad at that.
Tory, my guy, he's also from, you know what I mean? Drake is also
That is a
from,
wild statement, but we're gonna move on.
Boy, think he from Pierre. Think he
You're
from
not
Canada.
even from Toronto.
He think he from
Nah,
Canada
but,
now.
nah, but the French reside in Canada. You know what I mean? And I'm part
the,
French, so
nigga, the Caribbean resides in Canada.
the whole Caribbean massive is everywhere. You heard?
All right,
Everywhere.
bro.
Nous tout côté.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So,
All
Drake, Pierre, before we get into my hate,
Okay.
how was the Drake concert?
It was
How
fire.
was it for you? I saw you took some pictures. Actually,
yeah.
my guy Dev, he's in the building.
Yeah.
He hit me and was like, "Yo, is this nigga working for Drake?" And I was like, "I don't know. Let me ask him."
Yeah,
and so I asked you. You said you went. You had a good time.
Yeah.
Talk about your
I would
experience
lie and be
there.
like, hell yeah, I'm working for Drake. The fuck?
You
nah,
said some shit.
It was fire. It was fire. I did realize that I had also a little bit of hate in me, but I'll explain that after I.
Mhm.
So yeah, the show was fire. He brought out 21. It was basically him and 21. Visuals were fire. He left a little at the end. He left off with a message that his mom kind of gave him. Because you know, from what I'm assuming, tour life is difficult, and as an artist, you gotta like battle through some things. And he basically at the end said that he had a conversation with his mom leading up to it, and she asked him how he was feeling and everything, and he said, "You know, Mom, I'm tired. My ankle hurt." Had a few different types of ailments. And at the end, he
This
said,
nigga swear he's Kobe Bryant. Like, I never seen an artist who gets injured so much.
"Nah, man."
That's Drake. No, I'm not mad.
He be getting the basketball injuries
He
too.
really does. Shout out to Drake, man.
Yeah.
And he was like, his mom said, just I could paraphrase it, but his mom was just basically like, a hard life and a rewarding life. No, a fruitful life and a rewarding life is a tiring life or something like that. I'll give you the.
That's true.
I felt that.
Yeah,
though.
Word, shout out to his mom.
Especially working in this space.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
And tour is pretty brutal. I haven't
Yeah, I
been
can't
on like
imagine being on
a
tour.
Drake type of tour,
that's a
but
massive tour.
a small glimpse of it that
Yeah.
I had is very, very daunting.
It's a
to
lot.
say the
Like,
least.
it's a
Yeah, it's a
lot.
lot.
So
And
here's a quote. It says, his mom said, Sandra Graham said, "A rewarding life and fruitful life is an exhausting life." And I was like, yo, that's a bar.
Stuck with you.
So yeah, other than that, I took photos while I was there. I didn't bring my camera because I didn't want to have to lug it around and risk them or security putting it away. But it was cool. Now the part that I realized where I'm like, wait a minute, I might be a little bit of a hater. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So, you know, with most shows, you got media and you got, you know, videographers and other photographers there capturing the moment for them. And while I was looking at the stage in awe, I was like, damn, you know, I could have gave him some fire. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I could have taken pause. I could have taken taken some fire flicks
Nah.
or, you know, a fire video or whatever the case is. Because I saw what he was posting. And when he was posting, I was like, I could
have done that. Yeah.
I could have done justice.
Basically, listeners, he's saying like he looked at the photo pin and was like, "Dang, that could have been me. Like that should have been me. Like I take fire pictures too. Like."
And it's a fine line.
That's good hate though.
Yeah.
My hate was
That's
bad.
like motivation.
Yeah, my hate, I ain't going to sleep.
But it's a fine line between, and I think SaVon, this might be where we kind of like
My
cross.
hate kept me up at night, Reggie.
Yo, that's pain.
I know because
My
the
hate
way
kept me
we'll
up
get
at
into
night.
it, but like the way that SaVon was texting in the chat, I knew he was like up at night staring at the fucking wall, like
fumes coming through his ears. But I think where SaVon and I kind of mirror each other is we're both highly competitive.
Yes.
So when we see somebody doing kind of like the same thing that we do, automatically our brains is like, all right, yo, I could really, you know what I
be
mean?
there. Yeah.
And I know where my competitive nature comes from. Real quick story. You
we
know,
got to get you a camera. No, seriously.
He can't
Because
come.
we've offered before.
We do have
but-
to get him a camera.
No, we've offered, but Pierre doesn't want to be on camera.
But if he's
it
going to
makes
go
sense.
on like monologues, the people just can't look at us on YouTube.
I look good.
I'm
Speak for
switching back and
yourself.
forth.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
switching
don't
back
mind.
and
Yeah,
All
I
right, let's go.
So my competitive nature comes from this, right? Growing up, again, playing high school football and running track and all that. The teams that I was a part of rarely lost, right? And I'll even venture to say I was a huge part of that. And
I'll even venture to say.
yeah,
He told that heavy.
I'll even say I was the star.
He throwing down his whole resume. He throwing down his whole resume. Yo, I rushed 1,600 yards my sophomore. Like, I know, nigga.
Cause look, and I'm pretty sure you guys and the listeners listening in, when you put in work towards something, especially like when you're,
It feels good.
it feels good. You doing the things that aren't as convenient for you, but you also know, like, at the end of the day, this is gonna make sense for me. So my competitive nature came from the hard work that I would always put into everything that I do, especially with football and track. So now, whenever I see somebody doing something that's a little bit better than that I do, or in spaces where I would most likely want to attribute my my creativity to, I'm always thinking like, all right, dang, I could do better, or hey, I could really do some justice in this area. So that's where my hate / competitive nature comes from. I'm just not used to losing.
Okay.
But I just don't see where that transpires to hate though, because if you were really proud of like your skills and your accomplishment and be like, yo, I got these championships, I'm a fire photographer, like why is that like hate towards another person that's doing the same thing though? Like I don't understand. Like, no, I do understand, but I'm saying like I don't know if it has to be like that, because Once it turns into motivation, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But once it's hate, I feel like that's just taking so much energy from you.
And that's how I knew I was a hater.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck, like
That's how I knew.
I feel like
that was
if
the
you're
moment.
hating, you're wasting your energy being mad. Like,
did.
why?
I
Like,
did.
And you
Sometimes.
identifying with it though. That'd be
See,
half,
okay,
that'd
let's
be
go.
half the
Yeah, yeah.
battle.
great stories,
Yeah.
great story, Pierre. But
No, thank you for sharing that. But I love the fact that you ended on that because that's how I knew I was hating.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I was putting energy towards the hate.
Okay.
Like the shit that I was hating
Forcing
on.
it was letting it get to you. You were letting it get to you. Like,
I'm muting shit.
No,
I'm following niggas.
No, you didn't.
Off the
Off
on
the
the
hate?
late night off the hate, bro. Like it was some Hennessy. Like I could not believe that I was actually feeling this deeply about something that I really probably shouldn't. Because I'm genuinely, I don't think, am I a hater?
Nah.
You've been with me for a while, Alex.
SaVon, yes.
Let's define what a hater
Well,
is.
before this weekend,
Yes.
before this last week, I was a hater.
I think remember you said hating is like a new realization for you. I've always seen the hater side of you because you say you and Pierre are competitive. I respect that, like it's
Yeah.
motivation. But I do think sometimes your competitiveness did come off haterish.
He hit me on the side like, yo, bro, pray for me.
I'm glad you brought up like the competitive nature. Right? I'm gonna read the definition of what a hater is. Maybe we might be wrong. What's the definition of a hater? A person who says or writes unpleasant things about someone or criticizes their achievements, especially on the internet.
That's more talking about like hate comments and stuff.
Especially on the internet. I think they just freestyling.
I'm a hater.
But I don't know. It's weird because competition is like, I hooped in high school, right?
Mhm.
And basketball to this day is my favorite sport.
Mhm.
It's really weird for me because I don't turn on the competition unless I'm in the field. Like, I don't even know if that makes sense.
No,
Meaning-
you're taking it very literally.
yeah, like I take competition very literally. Like I have to
You're
be
like-
in
you're like, I'm in a competition,
Yeah, like I have to be head on with somebody.
Okay.
Because for me, it's more like I'm always gonna do what I'm about to do.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Like the competition, because Regi brought up like she doesn't see the fact, Pierre, that you're using, you know, the fact that you've always won as competition, right?
Mhm.
I kind of see what she's saying because it's like to compete means that you're mentioned, you're in the group, right?
Mhm.
You're one of the ones being spoken about, right? Even if
Mhm.
you come in first, second, third, fourth, or fifth place.
Yeah.
And by definition here, I guess it's more so trying to criticize what someone else has done in their achievements.
Question for you, SaVon. Where does that hate wind up? Or what do you do with that energy?
Well, being a
Okay.
hater is such a new thing for me that I really
Good
don't know.
question.
Like that was a great question. I'm still learning this hating thing out. Like, so, all right, give a little bit of backstory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since we're talking about Drake,
Yes, we are.
he did a freestyle. He did an on the radar freestyle, which is right in Brooklyn, not too far from where we record. You know, shout out. I want to shout out Rob. I want to shout out Rob for sure.
Shout out
Need
to
to know
Gabe.
alum.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Big need to know alum.
Shout out to Rob,
That's the man.
one of the producers on there, probably the lead producer,
And
Yeah.
shoots everything.
and Gabe as well, because we
Yeah.
got to see Gabe
Yeah.
kind of work this whole circuit firsthand.
In the
right?
same studio.
Yeah, in the same
Legit,
yep.
same studio.
Yeah.
He would come in right after us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
We
you know
finish
what I'm saying?
recording, it'd be some killer shooting drill niggas.
No,
But-
like that's why I like give him his credit because
Yeah.
like we would end shooting at like 10 p.m. and Gabe was up next in the next slot and he
Yeah.
would stay till like 2 a.m.
Every day.
like
Yeah,
freestyle.
every
And
day.
I
Yeah, no
asked him, I was
funny
like, how do you do that? He's like, that's just their hours, like
Yeah.
you know.
So you gotta go with it.
So
yeah.
yeah, good. Like, yeah, he really worked hard.
So before we give the love, I got to start out with the hate, right? So I do want to shout those guys out because they've been doing an amazing job. We've actually got to see it kind of up close and
Yeah.
personal
In real
because we've
time.
been so close
Yeah.
to it. So to see where they got, well, or where they came from to where they are now,
Right.
and then also having Drake, like, come on, it's Drake, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
boy.
But then that
That's
also gives me a
crazy.
reason to hate.
Word?
So
'Cause-
tell us your like reaction, like gut reaction when you saw it. When you saw the post
At
on the
first.
radar.
First, I
Drake.
was in disbelief.
Is
okay.
Was it disbelief from proximity or like?
No, you know what it is?
Shock.
It's so it's back to the word being competitive, right?
Okay.
And the thing is, I don't even view, you know, what Gabe and On the Radar is doing as competition to us because like we're completely different platforms,
Yeah.
completely different, you know, setups. We're more of a podcast, conversational commentary, and he's legit freestyles and rapping. I know he does interview artists, but like his niche, his lane, what he's really mastered is producing those dope ass freestyles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're really not in competition, which allows me to hate freely because it's like I could hate on a nigga who's not doing something that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now, if he got like a Drake interview as a podcast, and now maybe my hate is a little bit different, and I really need to seek help. If I was looking at, damn, he got a podcast interview, now let me hate. But since we're not doing the same thing at all, but it's just in such close proximity, a little bit is I'm happy, I'm proud, definitely super proud.
Gotta be.
Because a lot of people don't know, Rob also used to work, he was timestamp killer with Joe Budden.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know
Timestamp
that.
killer.
That's what his name was. He was
TSK.
TSK.
A lot of people don't know
Oh shit,
that.
my bad.
Yeah, legit.
A lot of people
That
don't
was
know
his
that.
nickname. He
Oh,
was,
I thought you just made that up right now.
nah,
that
that
was
was his
his name.
nickname. That was a running
shit.
joke on the Joe Budden podcast. So
Timestamp killer.
when I left Joe, Rob, he actually went and worked with Joe. He filled my position as doing the timestamps and helping produce with Joe, Alex, Erickson, all those guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, Rob is extremely young, but he had a vision. And a part of his vision is I want to do something that kind of fulfills me and not really just go to a job.
I
right?
could tell that when he started working a lot with On the Radar, he was like, "This is what I want to do."
felt-
We
you could
all
feel
saw
it.
it. Yeah,
It
yeah.
felt
Yeah,
right.
he even told us, like, look, guys, I'm going to give
I
you my 2
resonate
weeks.
more with yeah.
But this is what I want to be. I want to be on the radar. And so for Rob, like, how can you not be happy? You know what I'm saying? How can you not be happy for all of those guys and what they've done, and to see his growth and to have that moment and to know that it was trending on YouTube and to see every blog pick it up? Like, I'm super happy for the individuals, but I'm hating on the fact that I'm hating at myself. I'm mad at myself.
You really are Elliott Wilson.
See, now we're not doing that.
Y'all share the same birthday.
We not doing that.
Y'all share the same birthday. What happened? Y'all share the same birthday. What
It's okay.
happened?
We don't have to stay here. We don't.
We
Have
not
to stay
doing
here.
it.
What happened? We're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get back to it. Yo, just last week he came in. Yo, that's my Capricorn brother.
But
We
he's
got the
hating
same
on his
bir-
peers. I'm hating on the nigga in a different lane.
Nah, Gabe is our peer.
No, he's not.
I'm gonna tell you why he's our peer, right? It's an age thing. Like kind of I was talking about last week in the Drake conversation about, you know, the types of media he want, new media versus old media. We are all considered a part of that new
Like
media.
new media.
Yeah.
That
Nah,
is for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
And maybe to a degree, but again, I just look at what he does completely different from what we do.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was hating on like the podcast that we obliterated, remember that?
Oh shit.
That's
Shit.
If I was hating on them niggas, that's
felt
real
years
hate.
That's a
That
treat
was
for
years
the
ago,
OG
too.
listeners. For
Yeah,
the OG
we're
listeners.
OG listeners.
But I don't know where they at no more.
I don't like at all though.
He said obliterated, and I felt that. I felt
Yeah.
it.
So shout out to Gabe. Shout out to
But you know what,
Rob.
though,
Shout out
too?
to all those guys, man.
I'm gonna tell you why I gotta give a shout out to Gabe for real, right? Not only did he have my guys up there, also, if you're free right now, go check out Just the Loyal, Turbeezy, GG Tough, and Moolah Man Damn on the radar. That's on YouTube.
Period.
Hello, go check that out right now. I was up there and to see the amount of dedication when you work a lot of jobs, I really relate to that. You know, and most specifically, you know, Gabe works in radio. He works at Power. I work in radio now at Sirius.
So he's more your competition in the pod.
Oh, definitely not my competition. Well, definitely my peer though.
Your peer.
Yeah, definitely my peer.
You like peer better.
It's not comp because you got to see somebody as comp for them to be comp, right?
I
Like,
know, I'm just fucking with
yeah, I know you are, but this is for the listeners. You're fine.
Yeah.
Like if we're literally all running a race by ourselves, right? Like, sure, our peers can look like it's competition, but whatever you do and bring to the table is what's going to be counted.
That's what always eases
That's
my
what
mind. I'm
always-
like,
yeah.
yo, there could be another journalist,
Right.
but I'm like, her journey is already her journey. My journey is already my journey. Like she might have a poppin' show right now, and it looks like she's getting all the fame.
Yeah.
But I don't know what her life is gonna look like in a year. What if she goes broke? Not that she has to.
you. You be
But
wanting them to go broke.
No, like what?
See, that's hate.
No.
I felt that.
I never
Yeah.
said that. I said nobody knows how that contract is gonna turn out, so I should not waste my time right now being like, fuck, like that should be me, because I never know. And then my contract's gonna come in like 5 years or something.
And then boom.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to
And
turn you into a hater like me. That's all.
And
I
then
don't know. It
most,
sounds fun. It seems fun.
It is.
it can be, I
Nah,
guess.
it really is
Yeah.
fun. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Depending on how you frame
It
it.
really is.
But you know what though, too? You know, a lot of people that work in our industry, especially in our age range, I have seen people that work for these big corporations, these big media companies, right? And you can tell how they really respect how, you know, SaVon, how we started to need to know out of college. Something that's completely separate away from the big facing media company. That's not an easy thing to do.
It's
You feel?
not.
It's really not.
It's actually really hard.
It's so difficult, real shit. So for you to become the guy in the building at Power, you know, it being Gabe,
Yeah.
and them having the building having to pay attention to you from what you do outside of the building,
That's a good feeling.
that's trapping for real.
Yeah.
That's real
He's like
trapping.
doing something.
I'm forcing you to see what even if you feel like whatever task you give me in the building, I don't know what his duties are there, right? if whoever felt whatever they felt, now you gotta respect it. You just had Drake on it, you feel me? So I think that's one thing that's always stuck with me. And even me specifically being that serious, I love the fact that, you know, I have the need to know and I'm also there. I do feel like there's certain people in the building that kind of wish they were able or had the opportunity to start something else aside from the company. But it'd be hard when you're so locked in, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's his own platform.
yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
I always said, no matter what you do, you always need something that keeps you there and something that always is
Feeds the
also
spirit.
motivating you.
Yeah. Feeds your
I
soul.
just think seeing that is like motivational because I literally put in the chat, I was like, hey, like that shows us like one day we could do something of that magnitude as well. Like it's really like we really can. Like that just showed me we can do that too.
That's a fact.
And yeah, like when I first saw that, my reaction was like I put it in the chat, I was like, oh my God. Like
What's the first thing I said?
Doesn't that seem fun, SaVon?
But what was the first thing
I was
said?
texting it to everybody like, guys, look, oh my God, wow. Like that, and I was genuinely like so hyped. Like, doesn't that seem fun?
I was drinking that night. Bro. I ain't tell y'all that.
Oh shit.
I was sipping a little bit.
Wait, do you really want me to say what you said? Yeah. Okay, so I put in the chat, I was shocked. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. Good for New York, good for Gabe. And then like SaVon pauses. It was like 10 minutes. I know he saw that shit.
Yeah.
How
He
you
pauses.
know? It was late night.
He pauses and he goes, I'm a hater. Fuck.
Just came into the realization within the group chat.
Facts.
Like coming to grips of being a hater in real time in the chat. That's
I'm
funny
gonna
as hell.
say, like, I feel like Gabe, if he listens to this, he's gonna appreciate this conversation. He knows, like,
so.
we don't like hate hit, but we're just like talking about, the
As
big
long as
moment.
We're competitive, like
as
you
long as
said.
it
We're
motivates
competitive,
you.
and we're actually really happy, really proud to see people like that do that thing. Honestly, when I reflect and when I get all the hate out of my system, which I have by now, all of my hate is gone. So, like, had we recorded that same day, I probably would have told y'all we can't even talk about it because I needed some time to get that off my
to
heart.
process.
Yeah. But shout out to those guys, man. They doing their thing.
Shout out to shout out to Elliott Wilson.
Okay.
You know, I think Elliott be listening from time to time. Shout
He
out
tapped
again.
in last week.
He did, didn't he?
He did.
Shout out to Al.
Elliott Wilson. I actually got his waist size correct. I said he
told
was a
you.
34.
I knew you knew it.
I could look at a nigga and tell his waist.
Wait,
size.
did you ask him?
No, he tapped in. He just hit me and told me his waist size because I guessed his
Oh,
waist size.
that's what that meant. Oh,
Yeah, when I
Yeah,
told you, I was like,
yeah.
"Yo, shit, I think they listening." Like,
Yeah.
so I could look at a guy and tell his waist size the same way I could look at a woman and tell her bra
All right,
size.
so
Yeah.
what's
Like, I'm
Alex's
really
waist
good at that.
size? What's Alex's waist size?
What did he say?
What's my waist size?
What is your waist size,
Yeah,
Pierre?
Alex's.
No, Alex.
Oh, Alex.
why are we doing?
Because he said he could just look
Yo,
at
can you stand up real quick?
Hey,
You do a little strut.
I'm
Do a little,
standing up.
do a
Need to
little
know.
spin.
All right. Alex is a 36.
Pierre. He's right.
36.
Oh wow,
For
what's a
real?
He's
talent?
Alex
All
is a
right.
36.
I might be at 34. No, I don't know. But
You fluctuate,
I
but
fluctuate.
36.
You know,
is
don't
where
tell me
you're
what my waist do, nigga.
I be seeing it, bro.
No, I'm gonna tell you my shit fluctuates.
I know your waistline.
No, you
boy.
don't.
What bro, I see it every week.
Hey.
Aw.
Nah, but listen.
He's looking respectfully.
I can tell my man's waist, bro.
You didn't know Elliott's waist size.
And
And I'm-
yours. That makes him
And
uncomfortable.
mine. And no, I'm gonna admit to it. And mine. The things that make me uncomfortable is not what you think. It's like guns and shit. That's the
always
shit
gotta
that
go
be
to the
making me
hood. Why you
mad.
gotta
I'm
take
just
it-
telling you what makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, I respect it.
That's real.
I respect it.
But you were right about his waist size.
Yes.
And I think I was right about what Drake has been feeling about new media and old media.
This nigga couldn't wait to get this. But you're right. Go for it.
We're gonna
I know
go
where
full
we're going.
circle now. I know where we going. Let's stay here though. But I first wanted to respond to Drake responded to Elliott Wilson's hate. For those of you that don't know what we're speaking about, a couple weeks ago, Elliott Wilson kind of took to his Twitter. And this was in light of Drake doing an interview with Bobby Altoff, who you've probably seen that interview from now. It's a quaint white lady. And people would say that she's not of the culture. And I could agree with them. I'm not mad at them. And long story short, Elliott Wilson was just tweeting at the fact that, you know, it's been a while since Drake has sat down with people from hip hop culture and rap culture, etc. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, which is funny to me because his last real interview was with
Right,
Elliott
Mm-hmm.
and B-Dot on Rap
You
Radar.
don't
few
take
years ago.
you don't take
Yeah.
what he did with Lil Yachty, a real interview.
I do take that as a real interview. I said that last week. You weren't here. My bad.
Okay,
I
my
think,
fault.
yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I want to update you. Though. I was telling
Damn,
SaVon.
so wait, hold up. Pete, you
Yeah.
wasn't here and you didn't listen to our last episode?
Nah,
That's
Wow.
Here's some bits. Here's some
Nah,
bits.
Yeah, that's
I got like
crazy.
halfway through.
He
My
got like
fault.
half. Yeah, he got like he got like halfway through. But
Yeah, you were saying his last.
His last
Real
real interview was
interview.
with
Yes,
Elliott, Elliott being a hater.
was where Elliott being was with Elliott and V-Dot. So long story short, that he was just talking in a tweet like, yo, he doesn't really like the fact that Drake doesn't sit down with us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling him, Pierre, last week,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, dogs, I don't know if it's so much so him wanting to leave our hip-hop culture and not sit down with people from the culture, or him realizing that he's aging in hip-hop and still wants to be on top and knowing the younger markets that he has to hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, for instance, we're already Drake fans.
Yeah.
That's never going to sway.
Yeah.
If anything, I think he's trying to get the 2005 babies,
Yep.
the 2010 babies, the kids where it's like, yo, they really might prioritize other artists that we don't.
I love that.
I can see that.
Right? So this week, Drake made an appearance in Academics' Instagram comments. Academics posted a video of Elliott Wilson doing a Rolling Loud interview with Trippie Redd.
Yep, I saw
Which
that.
is more like man on the street type of vibe.
Yeah.
He's going up to the artist.
Yeah.
It's not in a controlled environment. It's not in a studio.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let me interview you in between sets.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If Drake and y'all didn't say anything, I wouldn't have known that was a bad thing to do for Elliott. But I want to read what Drake commented under the video, and we can get into it.
Yeah.
Drake says, LOL, man shits on not coming to his platform for a second time. And now Elliott 10 toes doing Yes Jules interviews at Rolling Loud. Last bar. Just admit the youth took over, big dog. I think I'm going to call myself the rapper whisperer going forward.
Okay.
Because this is exactly what I was saying on the podcast last week. I'm like, yo, dog, I think he's realizing that he's 36 and that what has people like, this is another point I didn't bring up. When people chose up about, you know, when he was beefing with Meek, Drake went to On the Radar, right?
On the Radar was last week.
I know, but he went to On the Radar, right?
Yeah.
He didn't go to Funk Flex
No.
You saying this time around?
This time
for
around.
the freestyle.
for the freestyle.
No,
He
he
did-
did not go to Funk.
He didn't decide. I remember Funk Flex and other media personalities
Being a
from
go-to.
big markets being so opposed, picking sides during that time.
That's good.
It was to a point where it was like they weren't even trying to be a little bit like neutral.
Yeah.
It was now we fucking with Meek, he with the streets. So why the hell would he want to go back to older media who might paint him and look at him a certain way when we got all these new niggas that just want to hear new thoughts?
All right.
Yeah.
I want to give you a little bit of pushback on
Sure.
that.
We love pushback.
Because I do think there's a way for Drake to still, you know, insert himself in hip hop without having to go through a Funk Flex. Like, you don't have to go to Flex. You don't have to go to Charlemagne. You don't have to go to Ebro. You don't even have to go to Joe Budden. I think a platform like Nori, I don't know his relationship with Nori. I think Nori is fairly neutral in his views, and from what I know him and Drake. I think a Gillian Wallow. I think there's just hip hop platforms that he could go to outside of the radio station. I think a Sway.
Yeah.
I think Sway is fairly neutral in what he does and how he does his journalism.
I feel
Angie
it.
Martinez.
I feel it.
Like, it doesn't have to be the Funk Flexes, the
But what
Charlemagnes.
about On the Radar? Like that's still
No, On the
within
Radar is great. That's
Okay,
amazing. And
yeah,
and I
okay.
love that he went there opposed to going to a Funk Flex.
And
And
what's
I think
the-
it's a little bit more impact with game.
But the demo.
Yeah, On the Radar
think
is
demo.
definitely younger.
That's
the
what I'm
demo.
saying. It's the younger. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make. I don't think it's so much
Got it.
so.
Understood.
That he wants to not
So
speak.
basically, we
Yeah.
asked.
No, we not ass.
We
We're
gotta get
just
that shit up.
no.
That's what I heard.
No,
because
no.
you're telling me there's no young hip hop cultured
Yeah.
platform that Drake could go to do an interview.
I'm saying he could pick whatever he wants to do, right? Like I heard people saying that they would have loved to see him do Kai Cenat.
Ooh,
I'm
yeah.
not mad at that.
I mean,
you know?
he didn't do a Kai Cenat,
Right.
But he was on there with Kai.
He was on-
It was when the episode when 21 was there with him.
Oh,
21
I didn't know
FaceTime
that.
Drake.
Yeah, he featured on that.
Okay, cool.
He
So-
called in or something like that.
Oh, so
but
come
again,
on.
I think,
Come on.
and maybe this is where we kind of,
Yeah.
you know, blur the lines a little bit,
Yeah.
where it's like more of a traditional interview because Kai Cenat isn't really interviewing anybody. It's more so content.
Mhm.
Like, we're just going to have banter, commentary, funny moments, and then
Yeah.
it's going to go viral. I just, again, we don't have to beat a dead horse. We spoke about it on the previous episode. But I think there's a way for Drake to just immerse himself within the culture. That's all I'm saying.
But
And I
he
don't
is.
care who it is not, because
Lil
Billie
Yachty's-
Eilish Jr. is
Lil-
not the culture.
Lil Yachty's a part of the culture.
Yeah.
You can do all the huffing and puffing you want, brother. It's the truth.
But I also want to say, like,
Yes.
it's not like he did like mad interviews with
Right.
mad white people. He did like two. I feel like
That's
we're
more than enough.
No, yeah, I feel like we're dragging it. Like he's just being silly, having fun. Like doesn't feel the need to do a serious interview right now.
Yeah.
When the time comes, he's gonna sit down with a dope, a young black journalist. I promise you, he will do that.
He even my fault.
He go to Jordan.
He even
he can.
Go to Jordan.
But Pete, the last time he dropped the album with 21, which was very recent.
Yeah.
He even did fake print media. That's
Oh,
why
I
he
saw
got
that.
sued from Vogue and all that shit, and
I
a
saw
Wintour.
that.
Like he was doing press releases as if he really spoke down with Vogue. It comes off, SaVon, like he don't none of that. All the shit we take serious because we live in this realm. I don't think he does.
You know what I think?
I just don't think he does.
You know what I think? When you've been good for so long, doing the same, more or less the same thing, you get curious, right? If not bored.
That's
Yes.
basically what we said.
Yeah.
So remember, I forget the album name. What is it? Honestly, Nevermind. It was a different
The dance album?
Yeah, the dance album. It was a different type of feel to it, and everybody was kind of like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Up in arms. But when you've been good that long, again at rapping and stuff like that, yo, let me just try some new stuff. Let me see what else is, what else that I could excel at. And honestly, when I first saw the interview, I was kind of curious. I was like, I wonder why he's kind of sitting down with her.
But you know what's crazy, P? I still learned something from his recent interview with Bobby.
Oh yeah,
I did.
I gotta talk about that too.
Oh no, I would love to hear it. Go ahead, tell me what you learned.
Last week, last week, the interview wasn't completely out.
And now we saw clips.
Right? We only had clips when we recorded.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was
the full interview wasn't out.
Okay,
No,
okay.
it was only
yet.
clips. The last recording that we
I saw
had.
the
You
whole
liked it, didn't you?
I love that.
It was
shit.
funny.
I spun that shit back like twice. I was like, oh, this nigga.
But that's what I'm saying. When I first saw that, my
was
first
fire.
reaction was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's being silly. Like he's letting loose." Like,
Fire.
and I was watching. I was like, "It is so nice to see Drake like this. He was
It was
chilling. He was being
refreshing.
charming.
It was
like
refreshing.
he was giving her banter. Like I thought that was adorable.
It was so,
Nah, it was
hey,
cool.
Like,
I learned how he feels about marriage.
It was cool.
He spoke about marriage feeling like an ancient thing to him.
It was cool.
I just learned small things about he likes fucking murder mystery shit. Like I never knew this shit about
he
him.
did say that.
If he sat down with Radar, I would have been like, so when did you bring 21
It
Savage
would've been
in
Just
on
give
the
me a
pride?
little balance though, bro.
But the balance
It's coming. I know it's
give me
coming.
3 of
But the
those
balance-
interviews and just give me one for the culture.
But the balance has already been done.
it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
It hasn't.
Bro, he
I think-
is in his what year in music?
It hasn't.
He's in
been
like his
done,
LeBron
bro.
year in music right
It
now. Bro.
hasn't
He's
been done.
already done all of it, bro.
Yeah,
think-
and
I
he's done
think
like
the
a
reason-
million series.
Yeah,
interviews.
bro.
No, he.
I think
Yes,
the reason
Yes, he
why,
has.
Yes,
I
he
think the
done
reason
a
why
million.
SaVon feels like that is because this is probably Drake's most. No, it is Drake's most recent interview, apart from the little
Yachty shit.
Yachty one.
Mhm.
So that's probably why it feels like, yo,
Bro,
what the
I'ma
heck
just
is
go
going
ahead
on?
and say it.
You about to
Say
say
it.
some shit.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
He
Joe-
needs to sit down with either Joe Budden, Gillian Wallow, Nori, or Rory Amal.
But about like what?
That's it.
Like for
Those
what?
those are the people
Why?
that I don't in no disrespect. It is no disrespect. We saw the Elliott interview.
Yeah.
Which
Which Elliott killed, by the way.
It was
If I
amazing.
was
It was
Elliott, I would be so grateful that I got an interview out
Oh
of
no,
like
and
that out of him.
Elliott said that in his tweet. He was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, just I would like for him to talk to us again, but even if it's not me." He did say
he
that.
Did say
He
that.
did say that. He definitely
see
did say that.
He's not a hater. Watch him out. He ain't no hater.
Well,
Nah,
some
he had a
of
little
it-
moment.
yeah,
That's
some-
my man, but he had a little hating moment. That's my man, though.
He's not a hater right there.
Yeah, he called every other interview a pile of mid.
Yeah, like that's hate.
Like,
That's hate. That's
and then
mad
he deleted that tweet.
But he got
Yeah, come
strategic
on.
hate.
Nah, you
My
got,
shit genuine. He trying to promote his Patreon.
y'all got
My
the
shit
same
is real.
birthday. Y'all got the same birthday,
Yo, I
right?
should never told you that. Anyway, like I want to see this nigga get to the shits. Go sit down with Joe, bro. I'm sorry.
But why?
I'm gonna
But,
just
like,
put a
can we-
name on it. Go
but
sit
why?
down with
What do
Joe.
you want
I
them
don't
to
think he
like?
would take it seriously.
Because I think there are certain
he
nuances,
would take that seriously.
especially and let me, and no slight to these guys. I love these guys.
Right.
Take out Rory and Mal.
Okay.
Right? The other three that I said, the other three platforms that I said, Drink Champs, the Joe Budden podcast, and $1 million worth of game. The one thing that those three platforms have in common is all of them have a former artist / rapper on those platforms that could speak to Drake in a way that traditional media cannot. That's what I want to see.
But what,
I mean,
No
I
matter
think-
how it comes out, I want somebody to be able to speak his language as an artist, not
Like Lil
somebody
Yachty.
who's an into. Stop talking about fucking Lil Yachty, bro.
But he's an artist and he's in the culture.
Nigga, bro. Stop bringing this nigga up, bro.
But he's an artist that's in the culture.
Because you doing that shit, bro. Stop talking about doing. But I'm telling you, he's not even good. He's not even good.
I wouldn't
He's
say
his
that.
friend. That's his man. He gave him a look. They talk shit. They had sushi. They did some drinks. It's not a fucking interview,
You just
bro.
told me.
Nobody's checking for anything Lil Yachty.
You just told
Nothing
me.
besides
Hold
the
on,
city
Pete.
girls.
Hold on, Pete. You just told me.
Carisha, that's it.
You just told me you sat down and you enjoyed the Bobby interview.
I loved
correct?
it.
All right, cool.
Phenomenal.
I think a lot of that came from what I was saying last week, the comfort in that room. So you criticizing Yachty being his mans and this and that. Bro, Yachty's an artist that he felt comfortable with, and he can sit down with people like that, bro.
What is he going to challenge his friend on?
What
is he gonna challenge him on?
Why do you want to challenge a nigga that's done everything already? Like, what do you
what do you want him to
expect
talk
out
about?
of it? Yeah,
I don't know, but I already know what an interview from your man is going to sound like. I don't know what an interview is going to sound like from somebody who may not know you but knows your experiences through going through it.
So you
I don't know what little.
So you would rather him talk to somebody he doesn't know as opposed to someone he actually knows and has a comfortable
fair,
relationship.
It's fair for
I feel it.
Okay, hold
Absolutely.
on. It's fair for SaVon to
I'm
want
not mad
Drake
at
to
it.
be challenged. It's fair for SaVon to be like, hey, I want a real interview with the hard questions. But it's like, it's gonna come in like a few 3 years. Why now does he have to sit down with Joe Budden like tomorrow?
I don't think it ever comes.
And
now.
the thing is,
I don't
like,
think it ever comes.
When I say the word challenge, I'm not saying like be gossipy and messy and ask
that's
these
what
nasty
majority of
questions.
these dudes
That's
do.
not what I'm asking.
That's what
not
the
what I'm
majority
saying.
of them do.
Not all of them do it. Not all of them do it. And if they do, you can easily say no. I'm not going to answer. I think Drake is a professional enough where if he don't want to talk about some shit, he's not going to talk about it. When I say challenge, I mean, look.
Like the hard questions.
I'm here to get to the shits. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to talk about our history. Like in a Lil Yachty interview, there was a moment where Yachty was kind of prying at a question that he wanted Drake to answer. Yeah. And I think Drake told a story about how he went to court for some girl. He dressed up in a makeup artist. Mm-hmm. And he I don't know. It was just a story. It was an inside story between Drake and Lil Yachty that only Lil Yachty knew, but he was trying to pry it out because that's his man. And Drake laughed. He was like, I know you want me to tell this story, so here, I'm going to give it to you. You got like it's
I get what
just,
you're saying. So,
it's just too comfortable. It's too controlled.
All right, let's
As a consumer, I want to learn something. And maybe I did learn something in that moment. But like, get the fuck out of here,
I think we're
Yachty,
picking
bro.
and choosing when it comes to Drake. Jay-Z, he doesn't do a lot of interviews, correct?
Right.
No.
Okay, cool. I saw him do one with Kevin.
Yep.
And
Kevin Hart?
Yes, Kevin Hart. I'm sorry, I should have said his full name. Kevin Hart. And boy, shout out to Kevin. But that shit was so boring.
Facts.
Yo,
but that's
I think the same. Yeah,
it was so fucking boring. But to negate your point, he sat down with someone, bro, that he felt comfortable with, but didn't make music, my nigga. So are you mad at Drake or are you mad at everyone here, bro? Because you just told me, yo, sit down with somebody that was a rapper like you. Jay-Z don't do a lot of interviews. He sat down with a comedian. It's when you get to a certain level, SaVon, and you're gonna get there. You're a great guy. When you get to a certain status, I'm sorry, bro, certain shit is beneath you. And I'm not saying that certain media people are beneath him. I'm just saying the types of content that where he's at. Yeah. If I'm Drake 36, knowing that the kids' retention span is like this, it's a TikTok era. Everything is content now. Yeah, gee, maybe I might go do a satire interview for about an hour, as opposed to a fucking hour interview with questions that niggas done already asked me.
And I think Drake is an expert at that and knowing like what he needs to do to stay on the top. That's why he's at the top for so long, and that's what he's doing now. Like,
he studies that shit.
I'm gonna just say this last thing, and then we can move on to whatever y'all want to move on to.
Right,
let's take Joe Budden off the table.
Okay.
Think about all of the excitement and the buzz around Drink Champs and Kanye West. Think about what that was for the culture. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Put a Drake on a Drink Champs and think about what we would learn from a cultural standpoint. We removed Joe Budden. I removed Gillian Wallow. I'm talking about just from an interview standpoint.
Okay.
Hey, I'm going on Drink Champs. We're going to tease it. Nori's going to give his snippets. We're going to do the segments, the this or that segment, whatever segment that Nori has on his platform. Mm-hmm. But like, just think about that from a cultural standpoint. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
That's what
and we're both like, that would be amazing.
That would be
like,
great.
no one's saying that would be terrible. I'm saying like, Drake is just having fun right now. He's like letting loose, sitting in beds with, random white women. I'm just kidding. Like, I think he's doing that, and then he'll go on a Drink Champs eventually in like a year or two. Like, why are we mad that he's just having fun right now?
And I'm gonna keep doubling down on this. I don't think he would give any of those platforms a serious interview, especially off the comment he just made to Elliott Wilson Academics' comment
yourself,
section.
Drake.
Why?
Tell us
Jay-Z
why.
doesn't explain himself.
Tell
We
us
explain
why.
like
But
what,
Jay-Z
what do you
doesn't
want?
explain-
Like,
So
what
then
do you
tell me
want?
why
Like,
you're not going to
and-
fuck with Nori.
He never.
Tell me
he,
what
Hov don't
Nori
got
did
to.
to you.
he never does that.
He never does. No, none of
Drake
I
never-
keep trying, when you reach a certain like SaVon acting like Drake is
Hov
one of
ain't
these.
active, bro.
But you no,
Hov is
Hov-
not active.
We see it. We see Hov.
He's not where.
Nah,
we see him
but
with
he's
his
not-
wife.
He's not
we see
active.
him being a supportive husband like fucking ASAP Rocky.
If
That's
he-
what we see Hov
If
doing.
Hov drop an album,
But
next
he's
year,
not.
are we gonna say he's
but
active?
he's not.
We don't know that.
But
You
he's
don't-
not active.
You
He
know
has
more than
not, his
Hov.
history
You know more than
up
Hov. I
to
don't know.
date. His history has not been active musically.
I
He'll
don't
drop
know.
a verse on DJ Khaled's album
bro.
once every 2 years
Nah, bro.
and go into hiding.
did
He's
a-
not an active
did a-
artist the way that Drake is dropping
He did
2 albums a year.
Hey man, he did a whole album with Jay Electronica. He gives verses for the people he likes. What I'm trying to get you to understand is to the Jay-Z parallel. Listen,
Yeah,
when
I
you get
wouldn't
to a
consider-
certain level, SaVon, people have to submit to what it is. You
No, you're
acting
right,
like
you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're right
Don't
when you
talk
say
about
that.
Drake like he's
right.
one of these newer rappers. If
I'm
Drake
not.
is one of, no, you are.
I'm not.
You're not giving him the respect.
Because if you're so visible, bro, then just be transparent in that
Nah.
way.
It's-
Like
it's-
a Kendrick,
it's in
Kendrick
between.
don't do anything. So you know what? I don't give a fuck if he doesn't talk to anybody ever again
you
because he
picking
doesn't
choosing.
talk to anybody ever. That's my point.
I hear it.
J. Cole, he doesn't talk to anybody, and when he does, he gives it a little bit of balance. That's what I'm saying
So
with
why
J.
don't-
Cole.
wait,
with
what-
a Drake,
What's the
it
last
just
big interview
has-
J. Cole did?
I don't know.
Because that's what I'm saying. I think you're picking and choosing when it comes to Drake. When you get to a
Reggie,
certain
do you
level,
know you're a J. Cole
you
fan?
would know. Yeah.
Yes, it was the real interview within the culture was Angie Martinez, and then he also did one on ESPN.
So Grant.
Heard you.
So ESPN, which is one of his new ventures, which is basketball, right? Because he played in the basketball league.
Makes
right?
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And then the comfort interview with Angie Martinez, where she's gonna make you feel comfortable, but she will still ask you uncomfortable questions. That's what I didn't like about what you said last week, bro.
So then give me that, Drake.
Yeah,
with Angie?
I would like to see that. I would like
Fuck
to
it.
see
I
that.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
mad.
that'd be
I said
fine.
that
But
earlier.
see-
I said give me
But,
Angie.
but this is my
give me
thing, though.
anybody.
Respectfully, she's a queen. If he is trying to attract newer kids, I don't know if that's the type of content he thinks that
So
they're
he
paying
just
attention
said,
to.
fuck the older generation.
Because we're already
No,
here.
I think
wouldn't say
he
that.
will
We're
do
already
an
fans.
Angie-ish like interview. Like in a year
I don't
or
think he
in
does
2
it.
he's not done with the culture. Just right now, he's just having fun. Like I
Yeah,
don't see
that's
why.
what
I think we scared him
fun,
off.
bro.
That's what
I think
I
we
think
scared him
too.
off.
Stop
We
having
scared him off.
fun.
I'm about to read what he said
But
again,
also,
bro.
like, why
We
do
scared
we
him
need a
off.
serious interview right now? Like,
That's
what is he
what
gonna
I'm
talk about?
saying.
Like,
Why
what do
did
you want to know?
Why
Like,
did he shoot at Yes Jules?
yeah,
Nah,
the
he did
stray
that.
was
The
crazy.
stray is
Like,
crazy.
Yeah, that was
And-
crazy.
She be
and-
catching wild strays.
And I want to know why he called Serena's husband what do you call him? A
groupie?
Yeah.
I mean, some niggas be rich groupies though.
Have y'all seen Yes Jules lately?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You follow her algorithm and shit?
No, but you would.
You seen that?
not really.
Y'all never seen
What
it?
happened?
Nah,
Nah, I
I'm
ain't
just.
seen
What
that.
you seen on there?
The algorithm be putting her shit on the top
Ah,
of my
it
shit
was-
sometimes. I'll be like, oh shit.
it was
Yes,
Gotti.
I forgot she was an interviewer.
Me too.
You feel what I'm saying? She be
I didn't know
interviewing
she
and
even
shit.
interviewed till Drake
I
said
was
it.
like, wow.
I didn't know that
I gotta
either.
get in tune. Shout out to Drake putting her back in my
Shout out
algorithm.
to Drake, man. Shout out to Elliott. I like the whole
Shout out to
discourse
Yes
though.
Jules.
This has been good discourse on the internet.
Yeah,
these
I
last
didn't
couple
know
weeks.
it would be this much of a discussion.
Yeah, but you know what? At least people in our space care, like SaVon and myself and Reggie.
We
So,
do care. I care.
I care too.
That's good. Yeah,
That's
we
all
just
that is.
we
I
just got to
care.
gauge a little different sometimes. That's all.
Honestly, I don't care if Drake is doing random interviews.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I
Like,
know.
I
But
then that's also. I feel like some people agree with
Yeah.
me. A lot of people agree with SaVon. And a lot of people agree with Alex.
I'm an old hater.
Yeah, let's stay in hate though.
That's the theme of this
That's
I'm an
episode.
old hater,
Like,
bro.
hater.
Like, I'm so sorry.
I think today's episode is just gonna be like just all about hate.
okay.
We can go to some next hate.
Who we hating on now? I love this shit.
There's two people I have in mind.
Go,
which
Reggie.
I don't know. I don't know which one
No,
Alex
Reggie,
prefers.
you
Let
shoot.
Reggie take
Reggie,
us
shoot.
there.
I want Reggie to
Okay,
take us
I'm just kidding. I'm not hating on him, but I just feel a little bad. G Herbo, you know, very talented rapper, been rapping for a really long time, has been very visible these past few years on Instagram, on songs, but how much of it was real? So G Herbo, Chicago rap star, has agreed to plead guilty to federal charges that accuse him of using information from stolen credit cards to pay for his private jets, expensive meals, luxury cars, and a Jamaican villa.
that fraud.
And he pled guilty, so
That good old fraud.
he's facing up to 20 years in prison. And it just really, I don't know how we can go from here. I mean, which direction? But I just want to think about how, like, you know, we know that rappers flex. You know, they have to maintain a certain lifestyle, but it's like, do we know how much of it is fake? Like, it seems like everybody has a little bit.
You know what's crazy?
Faking it now.
You know how I said I'm like a rap whisperer now? Rapper whisperer?
You
I can
called
see
this?
it. No, I ain't call this one, but respectfully, sometimes you can see it very clear.
Okay.
You saw it coming or?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh shit. Okay.
How so?
I had no idea.
You know I be paying attention, right? Oh, child.
What first tripped you off or tipped you off?
Well, first tricked me off. Well, I want to talk to the fans first,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fans really do not understand the money structure
In rap.
in music.
They don't.
They
really don't.
They have
really
no,
don't.
and I can't even blame them, right?
Your favorite podcasters is making more money than your favorite rappers on average.
Your favorite
absolutely,
streamer is making more
Yeah.
than your favorite
Yeah.
rapper.
I definitely believe that.
Yeah.
Because what people don't understand is like, right? You can be an unsigned rapper. Now, if you're an unsigned rapper, you got to eat for all your food.
Mhm.
If you eat for all your food, that's dope. But
Kill for all your food.
I'm sorry, you got to kill for all your food. Thank you for correcting me.
No problem.
When you're independent, you got to kill for all your food, which could be dope, but it could also be very tiresome with you and just your team behind you. If you're trying to reach a certain threshold, right? If you want to reach a certain mark, right?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the independent people, they try to build their leverage and then collaborate with the label, etc. I think what a lot of people get confused is when they see them chains, when they see them rings, when they see them cars, they're not really understanding, right? Like, if you have a record deal, it's a loan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know people have spoken about this, but I think we should go kind of get more in depth.
It'll
right?
be like $1 million record deal. That's
There
not
you
your
go.
money yet.
There
like,
you go. That's
yeah.
not your money yet. So now let's go further than that, right? If that's not your money yet, and because you signed to them, the benefits probably favor the label
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in
For
terms
sure.
of splits.
Always.
And they pocket
Publishing.
a lot of
Yeah.
it.
Right, they pocket a lot merch.
Because they're furnishing all of that for them. To,
Exactly, Pierre. Like Pierre just said, they're fronting a lot of that money. So shit, let's say they front me $2 million. I got signed. Now I have to recoup that $2 million they gave me just to break even.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now with that, you still got to do your rapper kit. You still got to be fly. You still got to look like you're here and
You
there.
have to maintain a lifestyle.
You have to maintain a lifestyle. But what a lot of people don't understand is that's why the pandemic I thought was pretty eye-opening to people. The show money is keeping a lot of these rappers afloat. You might see these rappers like, yo, why they always in these cities? Are they always doing a host and why this and that? It's because they have to, right? Like if you sign a record deal and you already got the money that you're supposed to get, you got to basically fend for yourself now.
Yeah.
So now, depending if you're a type of rapper that is conservative or a type of rapper that's flashy, now you have to maintain and sustain a certain lifestyle. Not only that, when you like a G Herbo and you come from a certain neighborhood, you come from the gang culture, you come from the life, your bills exponentially increase. Because you go from taking care of yourself, your mother, your family, your kids, to your mother, your family, your kids, your side girl, cousins, auntie, and the 10 other niggas that I got to bring with me everywhere.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? So like if you multiply that on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis, on a month-to-month basis,
You need a lot of money.
you need a lot of fucking money.
Like now.
Yo,
like,
shout out to Method Man. I saw Method Man, he sat with Mav Hoffa. It was a couple months ago.
I fuck with Method Man.
Meth is the
lot.
man.
In
Feel
any
me?
interview, I'm gonna tap in anything that Method Man
Anything
says.
Meth says, we
Yeah,
did. Feel
facts.
me? Wu-Tang forever for real. Feel me? And in the interview, we know Meth to be a legend, but Meth was so perplexed when speaking to Math in terms of, yo, how are these rappers paying for these PJs? These
'Cause he
private-
knows what it is.
These private jets, because he a
Yeah.
veteran that been in this space,
yeah,
right?
he knows.
He knows what a bad deal look like. He knows what a good one looks like. And most importantly, he's had to last since way before G Herbo.
Yeah.
Right? So when he's talking about things to G Herbo, that's one of the things that he did illegally, right? The private jets.
Yeah.
Meth was talking to Meth like, yo, how are they doing this? I don't understand it, because a lot of these flights one way could be 30, 35,000, 40 racks. Just one way, you feel me? Now you buying a brand new Louis Vuitton, brand new Givenchy. So to Reggie's point, I don't think a lot of people understand, and I just wanted to kind of clear some confusion. But if it's not show money, if it's
not much,
if it's
like-
not brown bag money, if it's not sponsorship money
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with their record deal, and let me tell you the sign where I knew something was bad. Let me give you the sign. Let me give
I
you
was
a-
oblivious.
let me give you a telltale sign.
So please.
I follow G Herbo on Instagram.
Okay.
For up and coming artists, y'all should pay attention to this. Any moment a very prominent rapper that doesn't need help from anyone go on their IG page and go, hey, yo, what's good, y'all? I'm reaching out to all entrepreneurs. Tap in with me. All artists, all everybody that got businesses, tap in with me. You know what I read? You know what I heard?
yeah.
Oh, he looking for money.
Don't do that. I know a few artists I really like who do that.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm sorry to fuck it up for you.
No, a lot of my guys.
They my guys too.
But
They really want to link and build, Alex.
They want to link and build with the upcoming youth.
Yeah, they want to link and
The
build.
youth, like
He said
Drake,
the
the
youth.
fucking youth.
Yeah, they want to build so they can.
Fuck you mean?
I
You
know.
talk about the youth. These niggas want to build and link with the youth.
No. They want to build the relationship so they can link their bank account to the person they trying to attract. That's what they trying to link. They trying to link the routing number. You feel what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I was like, but then again, right, to an average fan, you'll probably look at it as if, let's say if you think G Herbo has a bunch of money, you'd go, why the fuck would he want to do that? Like, he's back behind a label. Like, he has his own industry friends.
Yeah.
Like, why would he just straight up want to do that? Couple days later, boom, G Herbo gets arrested and he's set free on bail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, Pierre, that was kind of like my tattletale signs, where it's like you see certain things that people that you really respect in music might do on social media, right? But because everything is a bag, and you don't really realize the bags people need versus what they're just taking, it could kind of get a little confusing, man. And
There's a few things that stand out to me with this that are just fucking disappointing. The first thing is his name has so much equity in it.
a ton.
I am not a G Herbo fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't listen to his music. The nigga raps off beat. I don't understand it. I like him as a person. I like him as a personality. I respect him from that standpoint. But from his music, like, I am never in hell bumping that nigga shit. Ever.
Dang.
Like,
you
I'm
could bump a
just
little
not. It's
Herb.
not for me. My guy, Dev, he fucks with G Herbo. My brothers fuck
your
with G
brothers fuck
Herbo.
with Herb, yeah.
Nigga, I got in the car with Alex one time. We had to drive to Jersey.
Oh,
I was in the passenger seat. He put on some fucking G Herbo. I'm like, who is this? It was the one song I thought he was good on. Like, it was
What was
fire.
that song?
Statement.
Oh, okay.
Statement. Yeah.
It was a good song.
It's a great song.
Outside of that, and
He was on beat.
I think I told Alex in that car.
He was on beat.
I'm not fucking, like, I
you
don't
did
fuck
say
with the
that.
music. I don't. I'm very consistent in what I believe and what I say. But with that being said, I know when somebody has some movement behind their name, behind their personality, and behind just the people are behind them.
Yeah.
Right? There's some artists where you look at, and this is not a diss, but I'm going to throw his name out there. A Young Blue.
Got the blue.
Okay.
Who's his fans?
What a,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
Now he
that's
got,
crazy.
No, I'm not.
He got-
I'm not
he got
saying, yo.
fans.
That's crazy.
he got fans.
He hasn't put out
Ever,
Who's his fans?
Made you
I'm not
angry.
I get better without
See, here
hurting.
are these two fans right here. No, I'm just kidding.
Count
Okay,
me in.
this is a touchy subject because I see what SaVon
That's
is
crazy.
saying. Like, Young Blue, we're his fans. But also, a lot of times, I think that a lot.
That's
but
your New York
also,
bias, SaVon.
It's
Also,
not.
we can be like, there can be mad fans that we just like don't know about.
Young
Like,
Blue
really.
don't really got like
Yeah.
niggas like that.
I'm
He
a
got
fan
people
of.
who
I'm a
fuck
fan of
with
Blue.
his
Yo,
song.
Wait, no,
the
Pierre says-
strays in this episode are crazy.
crazy.
Like,
Pierre says he's a Pierre. You're a fan?
Yeah.
No, I'm a fan too. I like his music too. But Pierre,
yeah,
are
but
you,
we're
name three
not
songs.
going to his
are you
concert.
purchasing his music? Are you planning a date
I
night
don't-
around a Young Blue
Are
concert?
you Young Blue Hive?
If he
I
comes
tell
to
you-
fucking
I'll tell you this.
hack and sack.
I'll tell you this much. Yeah, I'll tell you this much.
Yeah, I can.
Young Blue on my sex playlist.
Nah,
What?
he's wait.
Yeah,
you say
bro.
he's on your
He's
what?
on my sex playlist.
There's a lot of niggas
Yeah,
you
bro.
fuck to you don't like.
Yo, does everyone have a sex playlist but me?
Crucial.
I had one when I was fucking 17.
You don't got one no more.
Not anymore.
I don't like the label a sex playlist.
Y'all
It's a
all
vibe.
Like a
have sex
vibes,
playlist.
It's called a vibes playlist. Because you don't have to have sex to
Oh
it.
my
Let me give you a
God.
tip, and then I'm gonna get right back to my
Hey,
point.
yo.
When you create a playlist
Okay.
that's meant for intimate settings,
The
you
intimacy.
don't label it or just put sex songs on it.
Mm.
You put songs that you could have sex to on it.
Like
that's
a
what you
Bryson,
named
like a
it.
Bryson
Yeah.
Tiller.
You get what I'm
That's
saying?
how
Yo,
you make it sound a
SaVon
little
definitely
better.
has in his Apple Music Vibes Volume 1. Like, he definitely has that
I'm gonna
shit.
show you what the name is.
That should go all the way to 20.
Nah, watch. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna
Vibes
show you.
Volume 2.
Tell me what the
His
name
shit
of
is
this
like
playlist is.
what now? Remember them shits?
Facts. The CDs.
Them CDs.
That's throwback. Crazy.
That's throwback. The Kids Bop. His shit like Kids Bop.
Kids Bop.
My bag.
Kids
not
Bop
that
4.
Oh, okay.
This one right here.
Which
Hold on,
one?
check it out.
Late playlist.
Name some songs.
It's
on
just
there,
called
man.
Late.
By SaVon
Yeah,
Slater.
Name some
Yeah.
shits on
Yeah,
there.
He probably got like
People can see
Jeremiah
it.
on it
Hey.
and shit.
I'm gonna name some when he show me.
Jeremiah.
Don't you worry.
That's the playlist right there.
Let's see what he
And
got on
it's not dedicated for sex, but
Let's
if
go.
sex happens, we gonna have a vibe to that.
Fabio Florence. Like, nah.
That's called she about to get fucked playlist. No,
we got a little Party Next Door. What's good /
Oh,
curious.
okay.
All right, we got a little
Good
Bryson
choice.
Tiller Exchange. All
All
right,
right.
cool. We got a little Chris Brown on there. A little Travis Scott, drugs you should try.
That's
you know
that's a good like
Great
vibe.
transition.
That's a vibe.
And a great transition.
So if you fuck to it, it's not weird, but it's like you don't have to fuck to this.
You wouldn't put Young Blue
You
on
get
your
what I'm
joint? You wouldn't put
You
Young
gotta
Blue
have
on
some
it?
variety to your sex playlist.
You wouldn't-
Yo,
my
if
fault,
y'all
not
want
young.
this playlist, please go to our Patreon. I'm gonna drop this shit on our Patreon. I promise you. No, I dead ass will. If we
really
get
will.
a certain, I will
You gotta-
drop this in our Patreon
Alex,
Yeah,
tell
because
why wouldn't he?
I
Tell
got
him
some
he-
Weekend on
he
here.
gotta put
Only
some
for
Listen
the
to Pierre. Listen to
Patronis.
Pierre. Listen to Pierre. I'm listening.
Tory.
Okay,
Party next
now
door.
we talking. Okay.
Okay.
Nah, but you got to put Blue on there.
You say
I might have a Young Blue song on here, but
Nah, that's
like
not
I
his
said,
name no more. His name is
it's
Blue.
the Drake joint.
His name is Blue.
I
Nah,
got-
he
I
had to
got-
change it back to
I
Young Blue,
everything.
Pierre, because
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
My
he had to. Yeah,
But like I was saying, with G Herbo,
yeah. Your point, right?
his name has a lot of cachet in it.
He
Yeah.
does. He has a community for real.
He does.
Like,
He has
yeah,
a community.
He does.
He
He,
really
also
do.
has a relationship. Whenever you have a relationship where people look at you as couple goals, like you have
Oh,
a
yeah.
cachet.
You're never leaving the timeline.
You know what you're never
Yeah.
leaving the timeline. Like his girl is always trending. So I think what happened was, and I think I might have been Dev. I might have been talking to you. I don't know. This was fucking. But I was talking to somebody, and I was like, what happens in situations like this is people, their overhead is just too high
Mm.
for their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So G Herbo could be making $500,000 a month. But
it's
if your
still too
output is
high.
$1 million a month because of your lifestyle, you're always going to be in catch-up
Like
mode. And
chasing
you're
it.
going to have to resort to doing things like this. What I don't understand and what I don't fully respect is not putting the work in. And going back to that competitive spirit in the top of this podcast, G Herbo, again, his name says enough about him where he can go get bags just off of his name alone.
You mean like brand deals and shit
To
like
an
that?
extent.
Maybe not. Look,
To an
not
extent.
brand deals. I
Okay.
promise you,
Yeah.
Alex, we live in the same area.
Yeah.
G Herbo could perform in our area for a week straight, and I think most of those shows will be sold out depending on the capacity of the venue.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah.
You get them?
Yeah.
I think he could go to Chicago, do the same thing. I think he could go to
Show
Atlanta,
money.
do the same thing. I also think he could call one of his people, music industry friends, hey, let's put together a small tour. I think there are ways for him to get bags that doesn't resort to him having to do what it is that he did to put him in this position.
You're saying he
Because-
could get the bread the good old fashioned honest way, right? That's basically what you're saying. Like, why
Yeah,
didn't you just like make the money?
I guess
You know what's so crazy?
I'm not saying that, but I think that's what
No,
you're
You
saying.
know
like-
what's so crazy? He should have followed the steps of his stepfather. A lot of people.
Who's his stepfather?
Fabulous.
Oh,
Wait,
no,
what?
that's his father-in-law.
Oh, my fault.
Wait, really?
I said it
Father-in-law.
wrong.
There you go.
My father step-in-law. My fault. Shout out to
His
Fab.
I was like, wait, stepfather.
My
I
fault.
think it's father-in-law.
Father-in-law.
I
It
think,
is, yeah, because
He was
Yeah.
dating Emily's daughter.
he's dating Emily's daughter, and there goes that.
Yeah.
But see, if he paid attention to anything that Fab has done in his career, I don't know if people have paid attention to that shit. Fab purposely doesn't put out albums.
Mm-hmm.
He purposely puts out enough music to do shows with.
Yeah.
See, now to SaVon's point, you got to be committed to that lifestyle, though. Feel me? So, granted, maybe Fab's a little bit older than G Herbo, so the constant moving and shaking has become so ingrained to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's to it. And also, I was gonna make a point, but they both have young kids. But if I was G Herbo, to your point, I would pay attention to how Fab has worked out, not even having to release albums, but still make money. You know what I'm saying? He might go to Vegas for 2 weeks or a month. You feel what I'm saying?
I think Fab is different than G Herbo though, because Fab has like cultural hits for days. Like he has like legendary hits,
I
like at
agree.
least 5. So like
I agree.
I don't know if people listening to this will agree, but you know, we're on the East Coast. He definitely has more than 5 like
He does.
bona fide hits. Like, and like I don't know, a lot of people can just like judge and be like, G Herbo, how did you even let it get to this where like your overhead is way more like
Makes so much
But I don't know.
sense.
I was telling Alex off camera, I don't know what the pressure is like to be famous and have to live that lifestyle and then wind up here. I don't think I'll ever, you know, resort to fraud and stuff like that. But I don't know those pressures. So
Sometimes you gotta fraud it.
I don't know. I don't have it in me to
Wait,
fraud. I'm too scared.
And every artist or major artist has a publisher, right?
It depends. Most of them do have a publicist. You mean a publicist?
Publicist, yeah, or somebody that goes out and gets the deals,
I'm
gets
sure
the
the
partnerships.
Yeah, I'm sure the people that don't have them, when something goes wrong, they go grab them.
I think he just got caught up in a lifestyle, caught
Yeah.
up in a race.
I agree.
I think his overhead was just higher than he could afford, clearly, and he resorted to this. Like, I don't even think it's that deep,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
I think it was just laziness. He got caught slipping.
Mhm.
From what I understand, the feds had came to him prior
Mhm.
and questioned him about this,
Yeah.
and he denied any involvement. any knowing.
Mhm.
And so that's why they hit him with 20 years, because they're like, oh, we came to you, you lied to us, and now we had to spend more resources, come back, do our due diligence,
So you gotta be
and
careful
now
with
we
the
kind of
feds.
caught you in that way. So
'Cause you're
that's
right.
why the sentence, I believe, is so harsh.
And to your point, you know, he was doing a good job of staying out of the way, because you're right. All of this originally sparked during the pandemic when all of this news broke. The reason why they got on his ass again is because they caught him in Chicago with a gun.
Oh, and then it just like spiraled.
And then from him clearing the gun, and it went back to, you know what, we actually got this over here that we didn't clear up. Also, to your point about just living above your means, I don't know what it's like to be a rapper and know that when I buy an outfit, I might never wear it again.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah, we do that as podcasters.
Nah,
you
but
did that.
I do that, but it's way too.
I've never seen that shirt before.
It's old.
That's one-on-one. I've been doing this with you for 5 years.
But
I never seen you repeat a fit. I know you,
That's a
nigga.
flex.
I know your waist, nigga. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. I'll be paying attention.
This is getting weird, folks.
Like, that shit crazy. Nah, but hear me out though, right? Like this shirt, I think it's probably like $80 or some shit, right?
Okay.
Different from me spending $80 a week as opposed to
Like a full Louis Vuitton two-piece.
Every
Like,
time I get an outfit,
Facts.
right? Like, yo, today was done. I finished my Givenchy outfit. I have a show. I have a show tomorrow. Let me go get full Balmain. Like
Yeah.
a lot of these rappers live like that, not just with clothes, but just they live very what's the word?
Like
Frivolously.
Frivolously.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then that stuff adds
adds
up.
up.
OD.
Yo, you go from spending like what, 20K a day on outfits?
But this is why I appreciate
Come on, son.
somebody
I mean,
like a
it ain't
Chad
tricking if you
Johnson,
got
Chad
it.
Ochocinco.
Shout out to
He
Chad,
is
man.
very honest and open about his lifestyle.
For sure.
I am not spending any
makes it
money
fly.
on anything
Wait,
Like,
because
he travel-
I am me.
Can I tell you
travels
something?
with him.
I don't know if I think it was Ice-T. I'm like 90% sure. He was talking about how he eats breakfast at like IHOP and Denny's and stuff like that. And then people were like, "What the fuck? You're famous. Why?" And then he was like, "Where the fuck am I gonna eat breakfast? Is there a Gucci egg?" Like, and I'm like, he
a
has
great
a
point.
point.
Yeah.
He
That's
has
a
a
valid
point.
point. Like,
Yeah.
there's
That's a
some
great point.
artists and some people who are just so aware and not conditioned to feel like they have to wear these name brands and have to
And
take
those are
a
the ones
private
that save
jet.
money.
Like, bro, if you can only afford first class, SG Herbo, it's fine. You know how many people of fucking reverence that I've seen on a Delta flight in first class?
Oh yeah.
Like, I've walked
Big
by.
people.
So, I think fucking Shannon Sharp happened to be on a Delta first class flight.
Come on.
I didn't look at him like he was broke.
No.
I didn't think to myself, why isn't he on a private jet? I thought, holy shit, I can't wait to work into a position where I could take first class flights at all times.
That's the thing about hip hop culture and always having a
It's
flex,
nigga
right?
culture.
It's
I mean, like, you
it's
just have
no,
to.
because niggas be
culture.
broke.
It's nigga culture, bro.
Nah, but
It's nigga culture.
Niggas be
You
broke.
think Asher Roth was doing that?
Yeah, but it's different though, right? Like,
Rest his soul. You think Mac Miller was doing that?
nah, but maybe they just spent
You
in
think
different in
Eminem
different
don't even come out
areas.
his house?
Yeah,
You
but
think MGK, like,
I
think
think
of all
there's
the...
white rappers who like flex the
Yeah,
most.
there's white rap-
most definitely.
I think
Bro.
everybody does this.
Jack, I'm sure he flexes on what he
He
flexes
still
on.
wears a bonnet.
I feel like Jack has money though. Like he
Yeah,
be
he has-
getting mad brand deals and shit like
I
that.
believe
sure.
so too.
Yeah.
I
I
believe
think
that
he
too.
actually has money.
But I
Yeah.
don't think that he feels
But
any
you
pressure.
respectfully, you named all
Oh,
white
but
rappers.
listen,
Yeah.
I don't think he feels or any white rappers feel any
Yeah.
pressure
Yeah.
to live above their means.
Well, respectfully, they're just happy to be here. So you know,
I think
for
white
them-
rappers do that sometimes.
Yeah, and they do
I
it in
think they
their
flex,
way. They do it
honestly.
in their way. Like it might be cars or something like that. I think it's really just hip hop culture and the need to look
I think
cool.
it's nigga culture, man.
I
Niggas
hear
be
you. I'm not mad. But
Yo,
see, that's the
what?
thing though.
You
Niggas
gotta
be
stop.
But niggas be pop, bro, too. That's what I'm saying. So it's like if you pop, how can that be your culture if you can't flex and you pop? You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm not
Because
saying everybody's pop.
The
I'm just saying,
need
like,
to feel like you're not is crazy.
No, yeah, but that's
Like,
what I was gonna say.
don't
How
get it.
you stay rich is you have to be smart with your money. And if you can only afford a first class ticket, again, I'm not famous. I don't know how this feels like, but if you can realistically only afford a first class ticket, you have to be comfortable with yourself to be like, yo, I'm gonna sit in this first class seat and I'm gonna be fine. Like I don't care what people think about me. I don't care about the comments.
Right.
You have to be like that. You have to be real with yourself, and that's how you keep your money.
like you
gotta
telling
be
me
frugal.
he telling me it's nigga culture, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you it's hip hop culture because it be the fans too, bro. Like just off what the fans assume that you're making and what you're doing, right? In hip hop culture, for some weird reason, if a casual fan sees someone that they think is maybe a billionaire chilling in economy on a Delta flight or chilling in first class, they're gonna try to make that. They might go and record the person.
For sure.
Yo, what's
For sure.
so and so doing here? You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? It's the culture of like always having to look fly, always having to have it. You feel what I'm saying?
I've seen Mike Tyson
Mhm.
on commercial flights.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
for sure.
Like,
For sure.
I maybe this is why I kind of stayed so far away from like the music industry. Like,
Mhm.
my introduction to all of this was through music,
Mhm.
technically through Joe's podcast, who was a rapper. Obviously, it stems from music and hip hop, so I'm always grateful and I always acknowledge that.
Right.
But one of the reasons why I kind of run away from music
Mhm.
is because of the mentality of what it is to be black and in music.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
tough.
that's
see that.
You
why
critique the most.
the interest for
Mhm.
me is more so TV, film,
Mhm.
discovery, documentary, like
Yeah.
sports even.
Yeah.
Like, what piques my interest is so far removed from music because I feel like there's a certain conditioning. And I'm not saying anybody or everybody that's in music
Yeah.
suffers from this. Like, Alex, I don't think you suffer from it at all.
Oh yeah.
I think you have a genuine passion and
Yeah.
interest for music.
And I know how to be
which
myself.
is why
also.
you which is why you
Boom. That's the
pursue it.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
it
for
right
me, I think you are surrounded by people who are not capable of
Mhm.
having their own original thought.
Mhm.
You are always going to be surrounded and always going to have to look over your shoulder
Yeah.
for people who don't have the ability to think above the norm and the standard of music, which we see G Herbo being a victim of. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
Like, that is the issue, and that is what I run away from and what I can't really understand.
Yeah.
Because just his name value alone, I don't give a fuck how bad it looks. We've seen some of the OGs, some of the most thorough niggas in the game
Mhm.
go on reality TV shows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not a slight, not a diss.
Mhm.
Jim Jones,
Mhm.
one of those guys.
Kicked it off.
I'm sure at some point, and even Joe Budden, let's talk about like,
Yeah.
at some point, some of these real lyricists, real musicians, artists who have been in the game for a very long time, the music slows up. Everybody can't be a Drake. Everybody can't be a J. Cole, a Kendrick Lamar, a Jay-Z,
Thomas.
a Kanye West. Everybody can't be that.
Everybody
So for
can
the
be
people who
Thomas.
can't be that, you got to get it in other ways. But once you build the cachet of your name and you have a career and you have a fan base and people who will blindly follow you or are just interested in you, once you have that, why not leverage that?
Mhm.
Like,
Why not like use it
I
to
don't-
make money?
I don't know what G Herbo's interest is, but I'm pretty sure him and his girl could have had a beautiful storyline
Mhm.
that caught the interest of people on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
It may not be sexy.
Or
It may not be applauded. It may not be the route that other people look at and say, hey, I want
Let
to
me do
take
this.
this route.
Yeah.
But before I go and steal other people's identity
Yeah.
to try to uphold or uplift or maintain a lifestyle that I know I can't afford, because
Mhm.
the fucked up thing about this situation is he was aware of it, which is why he pled guilty to it so quick. You get what I'm saying? It's not like it was his accountant or somebody on his team who was doing this and he didn't know. No, he was aware of what was happening for how long it was happening, which is why you see, he's looking at 20 years. He's going to plead out for 5 because he knew. I can't understand. It's mental illness, bro. It's fucking me up.
I think it's like when you do that, it's also like you're potentially risking your whole lifestyle because once you get caught, you lose it all. So it's like, why even put yourself in that situation?
Like, bro, don't cancel me, Reggie. I have been listening to Tory Lanez for the last
Yes, sir.
3 months.
Like Ego Pierre.
Yes, sir.
But like,
There he goes.
It's the first time. Thank you for finally. You know
no,
what I mean?
listen.
You real hype over
Hey,
we're
next
not
month.
cutting that shit out, Pierre. Don't hit us in post production,
I'm not.
okay?
He good for that.
Let it rock.
I'm just letting y'all know. I'm being honest with y'all.
Same.
We talking. I have been
Hey.
listening to Tory Lanez music for the past 3 months,
Same.
nonstop.
It's going crazy
Like,
too.
it's just it sounds good.
It's
I've
ringing off.
rediscovered songs,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And I only say that to say, I know he is in his cell
Bro.
eating that food,
Bro.
G Herbo?
Tory
Oh,
Lanez.
sorry. Okay.
Surrounded by a bunch of men that he probably doesn't want to be around, being told what to do on the
Yeah.
daily,
Mhm.
not having a clear insight of what his future looks like.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact he is sitting in there with all of the talent, all of
Yep.
the opportunities that he had, and he's regretting what he did or what he was involved in that night.
That's
whatever
crazy.
his involvement was.
What's crazy is I was just gonna hit you last night, SaVon, and because I was,
talk about touring, right?
Yeah, like, yo, bro, they really got him. But yeah, anyway.
Like, that's my thing. When it comes to people like the Tory and the G Herbos and the people who just put themselves in unfortunate situations, it's like, y'all niggas work so hard where the common folk, and I consider myself one of the common folk, I still have a 9 to 5. You get what I'm saying? Like, we got some movement, we got some motion. But nigga, if I lose my job today, I'm gonna have to get another job in the next few weeks. Like, I'm not there yet.
And also just I think a lot of the times when you become successful in these spaces, you get very attached to your title. I think I spoke about that a little bit on last week's episode. I say that to say, if I'm G Herbo or any one of these rappers, that I'm tired of fucking doing all these hostings. I'm tired of fucking doing all these shows just to make reoccurring money, right? I think where I would lie is in the investment money.
Yeah, or he could have like started like a business venture.
And that's what I mean by investments, right? Like, you could have literally took a 40-pack from a performance. Hey, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he might have a bunch of businesses that's flourishing that I don't know about, but it probably ain't flourishing if he had to go fraud it. You feel me? I think a lot of people only get to that business acumen and rap when they reach a certain age. That's why I salute people like the Chameleonaires, that just took their money from rap and just see Chameleonaire in tech right now.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
He completely spectacular
from
Pretty Ricky. Yeah, like, you feel me? Like, understanding that. All right, Razby.
I'm lying.
Oh, I was about to say.
You just trust him a little too much.
I was about to say, like, what he opened up. What he opened up.
There were 2 OG rappers that recently they opened up their burger joint.
Bun B.
Yes. Like, you could do stuff like that.
Shout out to the Trill. Yeah, exactly. But they only see themselves as a rapper so much, and that shit confuses me because shit, I'm a young guy in this space, and it's like, yo, I'm wearing one of my hats right now. Like, we could all do mad shit. We're living in a content era right now. If that's not telling anyone that you can do anything you want when you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of the time, especially in hip hop, when you're the rapper, you're just always supposed to be the rapper. And it's like, yo, bro, I want a lot of y'all to get out of that and just look at the money you have and look at yourself as a businessman first, yo.
I'm not mad at that.
You know what I'm saying? Look at yourself as a businessman first, and that can go into any area of your life.
I love that. Yeah. I agree. Y'all want to talk about Doja Cat?
It depends how much time we have left because we do a voicemail.
We got some time.
Okay. So speaking of,
the cat
fucking up your career. No, I'm just kidding.
The cat.
So Doja Cat, she makes phenomenal music, but she has always been quite the character, I would say. So
I mean, her first song was "Bitch, I'm a Cow."
Well, that was her first viral song.
I'm sorry.
She was making a lot of music before that.
Yes.
So why she's been in headlines lately is because her fans, you know how she goes on her random Twitter rants where she be going in sometimes. Yeah. And so I don't know if she was in a mood, but there were fans tweeting her like, hey, like, can you just say I love you to your fans? And then Doja responded. It was just a bunch of fans tweeting her just on some regular shit. And she was like, they asked her, hey, can you just say you love us? And then she was like, I don't though, because I don't even know y'all.
Yo, I love Doja Cat.
And then but she's not done. Okay. And then everyone was like tweeting at her like, Doja, whatever do you mean? Like, and her fan base is called the Kittens, because kittens, whatever, which is a name that she gave to them like a few years ago. Yeah. And it makes sense because she dressed up as a cat recently at the Met Gala. Like, it makes sense, Kittens. Yeah. But then she was like firing back to everybody where everyone was like, hey, we supported you through everything. You've been through mad scandals. Like, what the hell? But she was going off. She was like doubling down. She was like, nobody forced you. I don't know why you're talking to me like you're my mother. You sound like a crazy person. And then she called her fan pages creepy for using her name as like their title.
Wow.
And then the one that was like the kicker was she tweeted, my fans don't name themselves shit. If you call yourself Kitten or a fucking Kittens, that means you need to get off your phone and get a job and help your parents with the house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So basically she just went on this whole thing of being like, yo, why? Okay, like, I don't give a fuck about you guys. And then the fans were mad. It's like, yo, we were the one that made you famous. Like, you make money because we stream your music. And so I don't know if this matters. This was like a big headline today. I don't know if it completely matters, but she lost like instantly like 300,000 followers on Instagram instantly from all her fan pages, like deactivating their shit. They were really upset with her. So my question, and we can talk about the situation itself, but my question when looking at this is like, what exactly do you owe your fans? Because there were some people like, you should be doing everything for your fans because this is how you're even an artist in the first place. Mm-hmm. But I'm like,
That's your
and then
support
some
group.
people were like, hey, no, not me, but like some people were like, hey, she doesn't owe y'all her love. She owes you guys music, and that's it. So what do you owe your fans as a famous person?
Well, we're not at that level of fame,
Yes,
right?
we are. No, I'm kidding.
But
You owe your supporters something, no?
Yeah.
you definitely owe your fans. You
'Cause
owe them more than that.
That's your base.
Do you owe them like affection or
base.
just your art?
both?
Oh, that's
Because
a good question.
I think that way
That's a
about
good question.
Kendrick. When people are
That's a
like
good question.
begging Kendrick, like, oh my God, he never releases music. Me, I'm like, I don't know. That never really bothers me. I love Kendrick, and I'm never begging him for music because I'm like, he has already given us so much. He's clearly going through something in his life. He kind of wants to chill, and I'm never begging I've never begged an artist for music. So I get that. But then Doja, I feel like Doja, you don't have to be mean to your fans. Like
That is so sad.
Because
Huh?
Yeah.
That made me a bigger fan of Doja Cat. I'm not
I
gonna
hate.
lie.
SaVon
That
is so twisted.
Bro, that is so sexy.
I got one
mad
word.
confusing.
Gotcha.
What do you mean?
these niggas.
Gotcha.
Like,
I hate you guys.
Gotcha.
because you be blindly supporting niggas you don't know.
Tell them again.
That's what people were saying. People
Say
were
more, tell
like,
them
only
again.
support people
It's
you
too
don't
many.
know.
I see way too many of these stand
Gotcha.
pages on Twitter and Instagram of who
you know
they.
what? I got you with the term. You know, you love terms.
Yes,
you
I love-
So when she said, "I don't love you guys because I don't know you," the term is people have parasocial relationships with celebrities they've never even met, an obsession, and Doja's just sick of it. Like you know,
And then when she says something that's pretty normal, it sounds crazy. And Regi, I love the question you just posed.
She's so sexy.
Do you are you entitled to give your fans your affection, or what was the other one you used? I think,
or just music, your
or
art.
just your art.
Uh-huh.
That's a very good question
It
because
is.
I think a fan.
I don't know.
I think a fan is gonna respect the fact that they always get music out of the person, but a stan.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
but a stan, it's all engulfed.
it's gonna be like, why don't you love me?
why don't you love me
Okay.
because I buy every single thing and I show up to every single thing? Nobody told you to do that.
She did say, like, yo, I didn't ask you to make a fan page about me.
Listen.
Like, okay.
And this is like, shout out to all the supporters
That's crazy.
around the world.
That's crazy.
You feel what I'm saying? That's not just for this podcast. Whatever you support, salute to you because there's something that you find that you resonate with, right? It's something that makes you feel good that you can relate to, right? That's
Yeah.
a lot of the reason why we get behind things. See, I think this conversation is so interesting to me is because let's not lose ourselves in the support, right?
Yeah.
Like they're an artist first.
Or
That's
Right?
one thing.
I'm sorry to cut you off,
Yeah.
but like,
no. They're a person.
They're a person
Human,
first.
a human.
human
Absolutely.
yeah, that's why I don't beg for
Absolutely.
music.
They're
'cause
a person first.
Absolutely.
But it's like, so I was thinking to myself, like, hey, their support, them streaming her music is what got her the Grammy, the #1s.
Yeah.
But then I was like, hey, you're supporting her, but right now you're kind of throwing your support in her face.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing, I feel like.
Yeah. It's just like support is just supposed to be support.
You just feel like you're like, it's entitlement.
Mm.
And I struggle with people that are entitled. And
Same.
as a fan, like I'm a huge fan of certain people, certain artists, certain athletes, certain entertainers. I'm a huge fan. I'll give you a great example. Everybody knows it's fucking documented. I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I am a Jim Carrey stan fan. I watch his movies to put me at ease and go to sleep at night.
That is
like
such a niche
that
comfort.
is my guy.
What's that shit
right?
with the animals you always watching?
The animals I'm always watching?
Yeah, the shit he in with all the animals.
I don't know.
He the
Oh, Ace Ventura.
Yeah, look,
Ace
nigga,
Ventura.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see, that's one of the ones that I don't watch. But I'm like Jim Carrey, that's my guy. I
Yeah.
don't feel like I am owed a movie from
From
Jim
him.
Carrey.
I feel that, yeah.
every
yeah. No,
year.
I'm saying I feel SaVon.
Yeah, like,
okay.
I'm grateful for his catalog.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for what he did.
And
I
that's-
appreciate
and that's what makes you a
that's what-
fan.
you know what I'm saying?
The
And that's
catalog.
what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel the need
Yeah.
to look up his Wikipedia. Like, what is he working on? When is he coming out with a new movie?
Yeah.
I love what he's done for me, and I'm appreciative for his work and his art. And then if you're really a fan, you try to get to know the creative or the artist a little bit better than just their art. So I know his personality is, hey, I'm a humanitarian. I am a human being. He's been through shit in his life. He had a girlfriend who committed suicide and they tried to blame it on him. Like, he had
Oh,
a whole
shit.
story in the tabloids where I could understand as a human being first, fuck being a fan. As a human being, I could see why he's not in the mood to create.
Create
like
like a
Will
comedy.
Smith.
Like,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
I could see why Will Smith is
Yeah.
not on a
Reading the
set
tea leaves.
because he went through something traumatic. He put himself in a position to where all eyes are on him. I have to rework some things within my personal life, internally, with my family. I'm not rushing to be on the big screen,
Right.
right? If I'm a fan of Will Smith, because I know what he's been through on a public stage. That's just publicly. Now let's talk about privately, or let's consider privately. Like when you're a fan of somebody, the entitlement that comes along with being a fan should be negated. But when you have these stan accounts and people who worship you, this is why I started off saying I think Doja Cat is so sexy for how she's moving.
Yeah.
Because it is human.
She could have played into her hive.
She also does cocaine. That's kind of sexy.
And she be playing with feet and
chat. Allegedly.
That's some sexy shit.
Yeah, and she be playing.
Allegedly, we saw
and she
some
be
shit.
playing with feet with incels.
She be playing with feet. She a little freak.
Shout out to her. The music strong.
Yeah,
Yo,
she's
SaVon,
into some.
you scare me,
shit.
bro.
Yeah,
But outside of all those things,
SaVon scares me, bro.
she's a human.
Nah, she still be on Uvu showing feet.
You said
Oh, she on Uvu?
Yeah, I'm lying. I just
You was on
Allegedly.
Uvu?
I was an Uvu poppy.
You was an Uvu Bobby?
Yeah, listen, that's for the vets. That you young kids don't know nothing about Uvu. Before it was FaceTime, it was Uvu. It was the OOVOO. That's when they was showing.
And then it was
Let me
Skype,
chill.
and then they blew a
Skype.
freaking 5-point lead to freaking Zoom out
to
of
Zoom.
nowhere.
The
So
Zoom
it was
just,
crazy.
little history lesson for you.
I forgot about Skype.
Yeah,
Skype was everywhere, and
It
then
was
all of a
everywhere.
sudden they vanished because of the pandemic, and then Zoom just took over out of nowhere.
Zoom did take over.
I ain't gonna lie.
But yeah, I could
Yes.
I could resonate or relate to, or I could understand, because I can't relate to Doja Cat.
I don't like
I can
that,
understand
though. I don't like
how
that.
a Doja
Pierre,
Cat
what don't you like?
would be fed up with that.
I don't like that. If I'm a fan of yours, don't alienate me or talk.
But get a
Fan-
life, my nigga.
But fan or
But
stand.
still.
Fan or stand.
Get a life.
I say fan. I can't see myself being a stan.
But she's addressing her stand.
Right.
Okay.
And
don't
she's
go
addressing the
around-
kittens.
Like, I've
Yeah.
never seen you walk in here with a purple umbrella,
No. But shout out to the umbrellas. though.
which is
Shout out to all
Tory
umbrellas.
Lanez's signature emoji
Oh.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this guy, he loves
Yes.
Tory Lanez.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, it's documented. He thinks Tory Lanez is better than Michael Jackson.
That's a fact.
We
You
should
didn't have to
have,
bring that
Nah,
up.
we
nah.
should have departed with him
Nah.
from a
We
working
should've.
standpoint
We
when he
should've.
said that.
We
I
should've.
gotta
But we
stand
love
on what
him.
I stand on. I
Yeah,
gotta stand on what I
yeah,
stand on.
just stand on that bum ass rock.
Everything not for everybody.
But you being a
That's
fan,
a bad boulder you standing on, nigga. It's a bad boulder.
I've never seen him come in here with the purple umbrellas and say, "This is where I'm at." We know he's a huge fan of a sports team
Right.
in the NFL.
Yeah.
I never see him put that sports team's, above all. Like, he's not, oh my God. Like, you're a fan. You're not a stan.
There you go.
The stan terminology is when people live in delusion.
Yeah.
And Doja Cat, when you come from pop music, and I think if you've been following Doja Cat, she's really been trying to move away from her identity as being a pop star. Her next album, she promised to be a little bit more of a rapper's album,
Yeah.
because the essence of who she believes or who she says she is being in rap. And I
Gotcha.
believe her because she has the talent. Like, I believe that. But I think she was propelled, she was forced, she was pressured to make a certain type of music. She's really fucking good at it. Every time I go shopping in PacSun or Urban Outfitters, I hear Doja Cat. So if I hear you in those stores,
Hot
I
topic.
know you're doing
Shit
something
going
really
on.
good.
Shit going
You know,
on.
you're doing something
Yeah.
really fucking good. So shout out to Doja Cat. But from what she said, that's not who she is. And that's not who she wants to be known as. And it was almost pulling away from her spirit, making that type of cookie cutter, lollipop, popcorn type of music.
I can see that.
It wasn't authentic to who she is. So now she's found herself in a space where she's accumulated all of these fans, all of these followers and supporters who know her for being a pop star, who know her for being a character. And she's at a point where it's like, bro, this is
Like,
not
she's
what
sick
I
of it.
want.
She's sick of it.
This is not who I am. It's not what I want. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. And she's rebelling against not just the fans, but also the machine in a way. Because she doesn't want to just be a cog in that machine.
Maybe she's just like self-sabotaging because she's like, hey, I don't want this anymore. Let me
Okay.
freaking just
Good point.
get rid of everything, every part of the
Hey,
pop
burn it
aspect
all
and
down.
start from scratch. Maybe
Yeah.
she's
Hey,
doing that. Like,
Gotcha.
She also said, y'all niggas got me so rich. Like, she legit said,
She said that shit.
y'all niggas got me so
Yeah,
rich, I could
she said that
retire
shit,
on an
yeah.
island and never do this again.
Gotcha. Y'all be so quick to support. Look.
I don't know if she can do that yet because I feel like she
Gotcha.
got one of the bad deals. They say like her deal isn't that great.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah, I
can
don't
see
know.
nothing about her
I'm
deal.
not sure, but I can
That's
see
what she
that.
said.
I can see that.
She literally said, like, yo.
She said
No,
okay.
yeah. She said, yo, I could take my money, retire on an island, and never make music again. Like, fuck y'all niggas. Gotcha.
But see, gotcha.
Like, dead ass.
But see, that one sentence right there is something I wish everybody would take away from this conversation. You came into this world by yourself as a human being. I want you to like, support, be a fan of whatever you like. But at the end of the day, you have to understand what another individual wants to do, whatever they want to do, it's gonna happen.
So let me ask
So when you get into the stand pages on Twitter and Instagram, assuming that you know their emotion and trying to predict what's going on in this and that person's life, and then you get mad when they tell you it's not that, you don't be mad at yourself.
Quick question.
No, for sure.
SaVon.
Yeah.
Quick question for you.
I'm listening.
SaVon, would you consider yourself a Pusha fan or stan?
I'm a fan. I'm not a stan of anybody. I don't create accounts.
Yeah, he don't be selling coke.
Yeah.
You're not a fan of
creating fan
I'm
pages?
a fan. I'm not a stan of anybody. I think if you look up the definition of what a stan is, the term stan derives from Eminem's song Stan.
Stalker fan.
Which is
right?
stalker fan. I don't know if it was stalker fan or Slim Shady fan. I don't know. But his name was Stanley, actually.
I thought it meant stalker fan. And like they combined never mind.
The character in Eminem's song, his name was Stanley, Stan for short, fan, whatever. Cool. I'm not a stan of anybody because I live in reality. Okay. Stans live in delusion. Right. So if you listen to that song, Stan, the character that Eminem was portraying or rapped about was just so infatuated and obsessed with Eminem. He was writing them letters. He was going to every booking. He was just trying to get his attention in each and every way possible to where Eminem didn't feel safe. Yeah. Right. So for Pusha T, I'm a fan. For Jim Carrey, I'm a fan. For anybody who I talk about, I may be a super fan, right? But I'm never a stan because I still live in reality. I won't risk anything to see any of these people. I'll go out of my way. Like I tagged Alex along to go to DC with me to go see Pusha T, right? Because I'm a fan. Right. But I wasn't like, yo, Alex, I'm going to spend my last dollar on this Pusha T concert. Can you come with me and enable me in doing something that will affect my life?
There wasn't delusion involved.
And the reason why I asked you that is because I was going to ask, if Pusha did exactly what Doja Cat did or said to you, how would you feel?
I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I'm not that invested.
Okay.
Like, good for him. I'm still going to support his art. I'm still going to listen to his music. Right. If he felt like that way, fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. If he say fuck me, fuck you. Like, I'm still going to fuck with your music.
Okay.
So I really do think that would be your reaction.
So you don't think you're owed any type of appreciation, even if it's like the smallest, as a supporter?
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
It sounds crazy what Doja Cat said, right? I'm going to repeat it. She said, but I don't even know y'all. I know that sounds funny, you know what I'm saying, P, but realistically, bro, the fan or the stan is the person that knows about the individual.
Right.
The individual has no idea how many people to love for, or to care for, or to feel like.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
minus the amount of people, but you don't think you're owed
you
just
gotta
even
understand.
one iota of appreciation from who you.
I would like to be appreciated by the people that I support.
Yeah.
But I am a fan ultimately of their art.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's maybe 4 people in the world, if not even 4. There may be 1 or 2 people where I'm a fan beyond their art, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm a fan of your art, if my introduction to you was your art, I'm a fan of your art. I would love for you to appreciate the support that I show you, but ultimately, I care about your art and how your art makes me feel and how I'm able to relate to it and express myself, express certain emotions that maybe I haven't experienced through your art. That's what I'm a fan of.
Right.
I'm rarely ever a fan of a person. I mentioned Chad Ochocinco. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of him as a person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't played football in years. I still will make sure I follow up with him. I follow him. I support him however I can on a social media standpoint, right? I'm a fan of how he moves in life. Yeah. Whereas there's certain sports figures where I'm just a fan of what he does on the court. I don't know him. Like a fucking Anthony Davis. I like Anthony Davis. He's good on the court. I don't give a fuck about what he does off the court. I don't.
The thing.
You know, there's certain people that I'm going to bet on FanDuel because I'm a fan of how he performs in his respective field of sport. Mm-hmm. If he goes home and has a porn addiction, it's not going to affect how I view him or if I'm going to bet on him.
Right. And
I'm not invested in that.
And 9 times out of 10, you know, to end this point, a lot of people are familiar with Doja Cat through her music first.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Exactly. So if they're familiar through your music, that means that's what got you to the table first. It wasn't their person or the humanitarian thing. It was, you know what I'm saying? Majority of the time, it does happen that way.
Exactly. That was a great segment. I appreciate y'all. Let's get into these Need to Know podcast voicemails. Like we told y'all at the top of the podcast, we have opened up our phone line to each and every one of you at the time of this recording. So if you're interested in connecting with us from a professional standpoint, relationship advice, just anything in general, y'all just want to kick it with us. If y'all just want to say, hey, need to know, we fuck with y'all, we love y'all, we out of here, whatever it is, if y'all just want to get in touch with us, there is a link where you can call in, leave a voicemail, and we promise to get back to you. That link is on our Instagram. So if you're interested in getting in touch with us, please make sure you go to Need to Know Pod on Instagram. You could click the link in the bio and connect with us over there. So before we wrap up, we do want to connect with one of you all. We listened to this in pre-production. It was a really, really compelling voicemail. We also urge you to leave voicemails because we do love connecting with you. But let's tap into this one. Let's respond. And yeah, let's see where this goes.
Yo, what up, gang? I'd address y'all individually, but I'm not trying to have this shit get cut off. So I'm just get to the point.
Shout out to you, man. Thank you.
Anyway, I'm a songwriter producer. I worked with an engineer who is a couple levels above me in the industry, you know, kind of moving and shaking or whatever. About 2 years ago, he introduced me to a female songwriter who was batshit crazy, but, you know, fine as hell. So those two things go together. But either way, she ended up shysting me, like tried to steal some of my publishing money when we were working together. And I ended up breaking off from the group and going separate ways. But the main reason why I did that wasn't because she did the shystiness. It was because the engineer, over the course of like the 5 months we were working, was hella disrespectful. He introduced me to the girl and then another male artist. And it got to the point where he was so disrespectful in public that the male artist felt like he could be rude and disrespectful to me too. And then that's when it got too much. I don't know if it was like an alpha thing or whatever, or if he was like intimidated by my skills. I don't know. Either way, after I split off, I started putting out content on my own, trying to, you know, make it feeling stuck. And now he's starting to like my shit again and be like, yo, I maybe have an opportunity for you. And I'm needing a second opinion because I don't think I should take it. I feel like I should tell him to kick rocks barefoot, but whatever.
I love this question.
Yeah.
Let's kind of keep it quick, concise. I will not tell you or anybody suck your dick because last week I fucked up. Regi, let's start with you.
She was so mad at us.
Just referencing the voicemail at the end of our episode last week, just go re-listen to that because yeah. And then she commented, she was like, I'm never asking you guys a question ever again. So I will say if this producer that was hella disrespectful, if he tells you what the offer is and it's like some crazy offer that you can't refuse, honestly, everybody in the business is fucked up anyways. Everyone lies to each other anyway. So if you want to carry through with this major opportunity, it could change your life. If it's that big, get that shit in writing and then go through with it. Just take care of yourself throughout the deal. And then, I don't know, you can make it work because everyone is shady anyway in the business. If you don't want to do that, then I don't know. I just, why would you want to work with someone that was hella disrespectful to you for 5 months? I just would not even want to respond to the message if that was me. But I'm never gonna tell anybody to not get their bag when there's an opportunity on the table. So I think you could do both. If you're gonna go with him, get that shit in writing, get a contract. And if you're not, you definitely deserve to tell him, be like, no, fuck you.
Yeah. At first, I was of the mindset of...
Here we go.
No, you changed my mind in real time.
Oh, shit.
At first, I was of the mindset of, man, go get your bag, right? Like, fuck that shit, go get your bag. You know, I'm a true believer. Alex actually told me this. He said something to me that, it was very profound. Honestly, I give you your credit a lot, but this is probably the one thing.
The best thing?
It may have been the best thing he ever said.
Oh, shit. One of my best words?
Can you guess?
No. I be saying too much shit.
He's like, what I said?
I be saying too much shit. I'm tight.
Yo, the Riz is crazy.
No, that's not Riz.
It's not.
No, but Alex told me a while ago, he said, you need to know who you're dealing with. And when he told me that, it stuck with me, and I've carried that on to every single interaction that I've had with every single human being in every single capacity. Know who you're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you know who you're dealing with, that gives you an advantage, and it gives you a little bit of leverage in your situation on if you want to deal with this person or not.
Yep.
That's the first thing. Regi, she changed my mind because if you believe in yourself in the way that you say you do, your opportunities and the doors will always open.
Yeah.
So this person is not the
I love
end
that.
all be all
Yes.
for you.
And I'll look
So
at them like that because they're above you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think what you have to do is really decide. And I don't want to shame you. If you feel like this is the only opportunity you need to take, again, take the Alex approach where you know who you're dealing with. But if you feel like, hey, I really can't work in this environment, this makes me really uncomfortable, I think you take the Regi approach where you stay away from it and you wait for that next door to open.
Yeah, I got one too after you go, Alex.
All right, but mine's just quick. Like, it's sort of what SaVon was just saying. Believe people when they show you who they are.
He showed you the first time.
He showed you the
know?
first time, you feel me? Now, granted, what Regi was saying, I don't know if you still want to go down that block, but hey, you do know who you are dealing with.
Yep.
What's up, P?
Only thing I was going to say is, and then this is going to be a short quote from Carl Banks. Don't be a principled fool. So basically, kind of like it ties into what you guys were all saying. You know, now you know who you're with or who you're dealing with, but also at the same time, just be mindful of the bridges that you're considering burning. And like SaVon said, it's like SaVon and Regi said, whoever this next artist is, you just never know where things might take you. So, you know, go in with, you know, an open mind, but also know, okay, there's a potential where this might go left.
Right.
I love that. Thank you as well for
Yeah.
reaching out to us. Again, we do these each and every episodes, or we would like to do them, but we can only do them if you all participate. Your participation is required for this segment, and we encourage you all, especially, I always like to say, if you get to this point in the podcast, there is no reason that you shouldn't be subscribed. You shouldn't at least have left a review on Apple, on YouTube, wherever it is that you can kind of communicate with us so we know the job that we're doing, if we need to improve on certain things, or if we're doing a great job and you want to continue to see us keep that up, please make sure you're letting us know. But if you do want to connect with us directly for a limited time, again, only, we are allowing you to call in to communicate with us. There is a link on our Instagram that you can connect us with. There is also a link that we personally DM you once you subscribe to Patreon. I want to shout out Karen and I want to shout out Crystal for helping us manage our Patreon. But we will get in touch with you if you choose those avenues to ride with us and get in touch with us. So yeah, with that being said, I know we have another segment before we get up out of here. Courtney, don't kill us. Courtney, don't kick us out of the studio.
Don't kill us.
Because Alex is going to lead us where we need to go.
I promise you it's going to be very quick today.
Like a one-liner.
This is a one-liner today. Shout out to the new Barbie movie that's been released. It's allegedly that it made $330 in the first week. I'll say this and it'll be quick. I feel like the same organizers and marketers that ran the Barbie movie should go run the Breast Cancer Awareness Month one. I'm all for that. The what you need to know that I have for you guys today, it pertains to movies, so that's how I wanted to highlight that real quick. This is an aha moment for everyone. Movie trailers were originally played after the movie. They trailed the feature film, hence the name. The first trailer appeared in 1912 and was for a Broadway show. So it's a little aha moment. I thought that fucked my head up. I was like, that makes more sense. Comes after. Anyway, that's a what you need to know in the Need to Know podcast. As always,
fucked my head up.
That fucked my head up.
Yo, when you be getting these stats, you be high?
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta be.
Because
that shit just fucked me up.
My head up.
That fucked me up.
It fucked my head up.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. That's all I got.
I love that. And like we just said a little bit a while ago, if you made it this far in the podcast, there's no reason that you're not liking, commenting, subscribing. Please head over to Apple, head over to Spotify.
Tap in.
We actually, I didn't even tell you guys. Yeah. Y'all know I'll be tracking all the numbers.
Right.
We have crossed the 4 million plays threshold across all platforms. That is a huge deal.
That's super big.
4 million. We're still growing.
Independent, bitch. No,
yeah. Independent. Absolutely.
That's real
so
talk,
please
though.
make sure every single like, every single comment helps the algorithm. We're fighting the algorithm, as you know. And that helps. We are. It's a fight every week. And if you're watching the fight this weekend, I would love to know who y'all got. Alex, real quick.
Errol Spence.
Errol Spence or Terrence Bud Crawford?
Errol Spence.
You got Errol Spence?
I got Errol. I know he's been in them car crashes, but I got Errol.
You know, he was born in Brentwood.
Oh, then I'm definitely, that's Long Island. Yeah.
Long Island. He doesn't rep it. I
didn't know that.
Yeah.
He doesn't rep it.
I'm not surprised.
Well, he didn't grow up in Brentwood.
Pierre,
I'm not surprised.
You're from like
Texas.
fucking.
Don't let him do this to you. Don't let him do this to you.
I'm not surprised. Because who would do that, right?
And with that being said, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Hate that bitch.
Appreciate y'all. It is what you need to know when you need to know on the Need to Know podcast. God willing, we will be back again next week. Peace out. And Courtney, don't hate us. We love you.
Gang. Pierre, you're a bitch.